Omaha Supernovas Volleyball on News Channel Nebraska is presented by Wayne State College, Thrasher Foundation Repair, and Edwards Auto Group.
Greetings, Nebraska, and welcome inside the CHI Health Center, downtown Omaha, where tonight the volleyball state gets its own pro volleyball team. The Omaha Supernovas are hosting the Atlanta Vibe. Well, hi again, folks. I'm John Baylor. History in the making tonight. This place is supposed to be near capacity, more than 11,000 fans here tonight for the Vibe and your Supernovas. And here, standing next to me, three-time first-team All-American for the Huskers, and a former Olympian in 2004 in Athens, Nancy Metcalf. Now look, after the Nebraska, you spent more than a decade traveling the globe, playing volleyball all over the world. What would it have meant to you? What does it mean to these great players in their 20s and 30s to play in their home country, especially in Omaha?
Well, John, I think there are so many great experiences you can have playing overseas, but to be able to play at home in the U.S., in front of friends and family, living next to your friends, hopefully having your family live with you, having them be able to be at the matches, is just something we would have all killed for back when I was playing. So I'm so excited for these players to have that opportunity, to be able to play here in Omaha, in Nebraska. The state of volleyball is really cool.
Let's meet some of these Supernovas. 22 players came together in early January. It's been cut down to 14. You need a great conductor. You got to have a great setter. Tell us about Sydney Henny, one of the great college setters of all time.
Well, I think I agree with you. Sydney Hilly is one of the great setters of all time. She was fun to watch in college. She has so much experience. She's a very intellectual player. And I think as the setter, she has to be the player that brings the team together. She influences every play. She's going to have an impact on every ball because she touches it every time it comes over the net. So she's a very smart player. She's going to run this offense, but she's also going to bring the team together as their leader on the court.
She is going to want those passes right on top of her head. Kendall White's the libero. How well organized do you think the Supernovas can be tonight?
Kendall's another great player, and it's so fun to see them both playing for Omaha. We've seen them play in the Big Ten and other schools, and so to have them on the home court now for Omaha is really fun. Kendall's a great defensive player. She's a great team communicator, and I think she's going to organize this reception and defense for Omaha.
A lot of choices for Sydney. Great firepower on the pins. But Tanya Dela Cruz, she's been already selected by the coaches as preseason All-League. Now, do you expect Sydney to send her the ball a lot offensively, especially when out of system?
I think Sydney will use her a lot, but Tanya's a great player. She's got a lot of experience, worldwide, international player. She's played in several Olympics. I played against her way back in the day, so I know what kind of a player she is. She's very dynamic. But I think one of the things about Omaha that Coach Collier mentioned that he thinks is one of their strengths is how balanced they are. And so I don't think Sydney will overuse her, but I think she'll definitely use her when the time is right.
Atlanta loaded, especially on the outside. Leah Edmond in pro leagues recently, she's averaging more than 5 kills a set. How do the Supernovas slow down this great former Kentucky Wildcat on the outside?
Well, 5 kills a set is outstanding for an outside hitter. They get a lot of junk balls that are not easy to put away and get kills on. And so for Leah to average 5 kills a set is amazing. So I know Omaha will have their hands full trying to slow her down, but with someone like Kendall White anchoring the defense and trying to keep people communicating, I think they'll do a good job.
You can feel the energy in here. Again, the lower bowl is going to be full, expecting more than 11,000. The Omaha City Council proclaimed, hey, today is Omaha Supernova Volleyball Day in the Big O. And here's a montage all these fans are going to see, introducing them to your Supernovas. Back live, CHI Health Center. This place filling up. Both teams warming up. The attacker a moment ago you just saw, Gina Mancuso, former grade Husker. There are 7 former Big Ten players in the light blue and white and red Supernova jerseys here tonight. That just illustrates, Nancy, the caliber of volleyball we can expect.
It does. I think there are so many great players on the court tonight, but to see the level that they're all going to bring to this game, the dynamic attacking we're seeing in the warm-ups, it's going to be really fun.
Brooke Nunneveller is one of the outside hitters. Sydney Hilly is right there on the left side of your screen. Meanwhile, I think Atlanta's starting setter has suffered an injury in warm-ups. Tori Dilfer Stringer, she's the daughter of the Ravens quarterback winning the Super Bowl in 2001, Trent Dilfer. She injured her right middle finger. She's out there still warming up. You can see her there, number 12. It's been taped up. How might that affect her play tonight?
Well, it just depends what the injury is. For a setter, your hands are so important. So if it's something minor, she'll play through it, but it just depends how severe it is.
It's a great former Louisville Cardinal. She's the first team All-American in the history of that program. She led them to the Final Four in 2021, barely losing to Wisconsin out there in Columbus, Ohio. And 2 days later, it was Nebraska and Wisconsin in the Final Four. So she's got a great pedigree. Right now, she looks like she's a little more comfortable than we thought about 5 minutes ago. If she can't go, it's a former Florida Gator, and that's Marley Montserrat for Atlanta. Courtside, our own Jake Bartecki has the ABCA Hall of Fame volleyball coach, the head coach of the Omaha Supernovas, Shelton Collier.
Thanks, John. Talking with head coach Shelton Collier. Coach, the day is finally here. A lot of hard work, a lot of commitment went into making this happen. First game for you guys, first for the Pro Volleyball Federation. What does this mean?
Wow, this is epic. I mean, we are so appreciative of the Pro Volleyball Federation, our Omaha ownership group, all the people that have done so much work to make this happen, all the players that have worked so hard to get ready for it. And here we are, first match, we're ready to go.
You take on the Atlanta Vibe, and Coach, you guys got 33 votes in the preseason Coaches Poll. Right behind you was this Vibe, 32. How much of an advantage is it playing a team of this caliber so early in the season?
Well, I think every team in our league is really good. Every team in our league's got All-Americans. Every team in our league has former national team players. So certainly we have a good team. Atlanta's got a good team. And every team in the league is going to be really, really well prepared, and matches are going to be super competitive. But it's pretty cool that it's us in Atlanta right here in Omaha to get it started. So we're excited.
Absolutely. And Coach, what kind of brand of volleyball will people be able to expect from your group this season?
I just think with these former pro players and all the national team experience, it's going to be high IQ volleyball. Players know how to play. They know each other's strengths and weaknesses on both sides of the net. So I imagine there's going to be some really competitive battles, and tonight's going to be one of them.
Coach, thank you for your time.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
More pregame continues next on News Channel Nebraska.
Ask yourself, will your college define your future? Strengthen your confidence? Prepare you for success? The college you choose today will last a lifetime. That's why students who want to lead tomorrow make Wayne State College their first choice. Go to ExploreWayneStateCollege.com to find out how a quality education at an affordable cost is the right choice.
Where there are cracks in walls, there's a solution. Where there are wet basements and musty crawl spaces, there's an answer. Where there are sinking floors and unstable foundations, there's an expert. Thrasher Foundation Repair. For over 45 years, the Thrasher family has been solving some of homeowners' toughest problems. Strengthening sagging foundations, straightening bowing walls, drying out wet basements, making homes safer, more pleasant, and more valuable. If you see problem signs, you know who to call.
It's a great day at Thrasher.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people, you know, we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
You can rely on News Channel Nebraska for the best statewide news and sports coverage. But that's not all we do. NCN also brings you the biggest community events live. Parades, festivals, concerts, award shows, even polka. NCN's mission is to support all Nebraska communities, no matter how small or how far away. So tune into NCN 24 hours a day for the best Nebraska has to offer.
Well, welcome back to the CHI Health Center, downtown Omaha, just moments away from history being made here in Omaha as the Supernovas get ready to host the Atlanta Vibe for the first game in the Pro Volleyball Federation. And we're going to talk a little bit about what the attendance is like. I have it on good authority that over 11,000 tickets were sold tonight for the event, and every single seat in the arena was given one of these pom-poms you can see here in purple or blue. They've striped the arena in purple or blue. Those are going to be waved in what's going to be a really exciting light show that'll happen here in just a few minutes when the Supernovas take the floor. Lots of people fired up just when they took the floor for warm-ups. A massive roar welcoming them to the floor. So people are very, very excited to get this season underway. Omaha, Atlanta, Supernovas volleyball coming up on News Channel Nebraska.
With 14 new car brands and over 2,400 vehicles, you'll fall in love at the Edwards Auto Group. Shop Edwards Certified Pre-Owned for the perfect match. Get 4.9% financing and our exclusive 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Plus, if you don't absolutely love your pre-owned purchase, just bring it back for a full refund. Experience all the ways it pays at Edwards. It pays to make the drive. Edwards, Council Bluffs and Village Point.
Ask yourself, will your college define your future? Strengthen your confidence? Prepare you for success? The college you choose today will last a lifetime. That's why students who want to lead tomorrow make Wayne State College their first choice. Go to explorewaynestate.college.com to find out how a quality education at an affordable cost is the right choice.
All right, we are ready for volleyball, Supernova volleyball, as both the Vibe to our right and the Supernovas to our left, accompanied by little girls getting ready, volleyball dreamers getting ready for this one, as we soon will have our starting lineups. Nancy, look at these 8-year-old, 7-year-old, 6-year-old girls standing with their Supernova heroes. Great way to start opening night.
It is, and I know, John, they've really made a point to try to involve the community and bring the community into this. I think drawing in teams like this, youth teams, to come walk out with the girls is just another way they really influence the community and really draw people in.
They're among the dignitaries in attendance here at CHI Health Center, downtown Omaha. Just saw former Husker great Lexi Sun sitting behind us. Terry Pettit's in the house. He's had something to say about the start of Supernova volleyball. 23 seasons at the helm of Nebraska, about 700 wins. Not too shabby. And now the Atlanta Vibe getting ready to be introduced. There's Shelly Fanning. She's one of the two middles. She's a Baylor graduate. In 2019, she was a first-team All-American. That is Tori Dilfer Stringer. She'll get the start at center, former first-team All-American from Louisville. There's Leah Edmonds. She's the tough one to stop. 5 kills per set, former great Kentucky Wildcat. Karis Watson is a middle 7-year pro, formerly of Clemson, and that's Grace Cleveland. 6'3" opposite out of Purdue. Husker fans will remember her. And then the other outside hitter will be for Atlanta, Allie Linehan, formerly Allie Stumler out of Kentucky. You got 2 Kentucky Wildcats on the outside, and one of them, Allie Stumler, was right there in the thick of it, leading them to a national championship in 2020. Leah Edmond, though, is really an offensive force. She is just a point maker and maybe a little bit of a liability defensively, maybe not so great digging the ball, but boy, watch out when she's in the front row. Really in the back row, she can attack from anywhere. And now the Supernovas. That's an exploding star. The Supernovas opening night. Natalia Valentin Anderson will be the backup setter tonight. Gina Mancuso, former Husker great, former Papillion, La Vista Monarch. Also Paige Briggs out of Western Kentucky. She just graduated last spring. Nia Reed, great Penn State. Nittany Lions. She'll see the floor tonight a lot. That's Allison Mayfield out of Kansas. She finished up back in 2011. She's a longtime pro. And also Gabby Curry-Thompson is a backup libero. And you just saw Emma Willis out of La Jolla, California. Went to the University of Denver. Now your starters. One of the greatest collegiate setters of all time. That is Sydney Hilly. She's already working in the medical field. That was always her dream, but what a volleyball setter she was and is. Brooke Nunnebill, we saw her, played for Oregon 2 seasons ago. Nebraska and the Ducks in the regional semi in Louisville had 17 kills and 16 bigs in that one. There's Dory Dixon, played with Jordan Larson a lot on national teams. She's a former Olympian. And there's Jess Shaven-Landsman, former Iowa State Cyclone. Perhaps the most impressive Supernova in camp during the month of January. And there's the go-to attacker, Betiana De La Cruz, out of the Dominican Republic, 3-time Olympian. Here's another Wisconsin Badger, Danielle Hart, 6 years up in Madison, including that national championship in 2021. And Kendall White, 2-time first-team All-American, finished at Penn State with a school record in digs, and that's saying something. They've had a few talented players in the back row. We'll find out in a moment, Nancy, but how different is the caliber of play? Do you anticipate in the pro league here in the U.S. versus what we're accustomed to at the elite level of Division I?
Well, I think the difference, John, is that each college team, you've got your standout players. Now we're seeing all of those standout players together on one court. So it'll be really fun to see these top players joining together, doing the best they can for their own teams on the same court.
And they know each other so well. They played in the fall at Athletes Unlimited down in the Phoenix area. Leah Edmond for Atlanta really dominated down there. They know each other well, and you can just sense the joy. Hey, we get to do this, the sport we love in our home country.
Yes, it's so fun for these players. Like you said, they know each other so well. They played against each other in college, most likely. They played together on various pro teams overseas, national team stuff together, Athletes Unlimited in the fall. They are excited to be out here. They know their teammates. They know their competition. They're ready to go.
But Tanya De La Cruz, number 18, she should see a lot of swings versus Leah Edmond. Those are the most formidable attackers on both teams, but they won't necessarily face each other across the net, but it could be a lot of swings for each of them. But one thing we heard from Coach Collier is he believes both teams are fairly balanced. At this level, you have a lot of choices if you're the setter.
Yes, agreed. I think both teams are balanced. They've got a lot of attacking. They have a lot of hitters who are very dynamic attackers. It'll just be fun to watch. It's going to be great volleyball.
And Nebraskans, the volleyball state, now get to enjoy volleyball for 4 more months in the spring, no less.
This is great. Nebraska is a state that loves volleyball. From the stadium match last fall, Nebraska showed up, and they're going to do the same for the Omaha Supernovas.
The First Lady of Nebraska is here. The Mayor of Omaha is here, and about 10,000, 11,000 plus joining you, taking in opening night in the Pro Volleyball Federation. Sydney Hilly dribbling that volleyball and staring at the black-clad Atlanta Vibe. Shelton Collier to her left, inducted a year ago into the AVCA Volleyball Hall of Fame. 41 years a head coach at the collegiate level. Now he takes over the Supernovas. Served by Hilly. Decent pass. And that's Allie Linehan, formerly Allie Stumler from the University of Kentucky. That's a high attack point.
That's a very high attack point. We're going to see a lot of that tonight. From Linneman all the way to Betania de la Cruz. They both know how to jump. They're going to hit high and hard. It'll make for some fun games.
And there's very little time between points. Nunaviller, nice pass. This slide, Tori Dixon. Not quite. The Vibe feeds outside. Linehan block back covered. Linehan delivers.
That's an insane angle for an outside hitter to hit. You saw the set get a little tight to the net. She just goes up and chops it right inside the block. Betania de la Cruz is over there, but it's too sharp for her.
With this leaping, the net just feels low. Served by Shelley Fanning, the Baylor alumni. Out of bounds. Supernovas on the board, 2-1, just started. Pull up a chair. Spend the evening with us and the Supernovas. De La Cruz, two-time Olympian, Dominican Republic native. Edmond the target. Nice play by Hilly and a free ball over. The Vibe set right pin, and Grace Cleveland, the former Purdue Boilermaker, gives the Vibe a 3-1 lead.
That's a nice play over there by Atlanta. One play I noticed in the middle of that rally, the Omaha team had to dig the ball out of the net. That's a play that professional players work on a lot. So it's fun to see upgrades like that happening in this match.
Nunaviller fires, no. Dilfer Lansing set to the back row. Cleveland gets dug. Nunaviller again, off hands and down. Don't tell Brooke Nunaviller she's undersized. 5'10", she plays like she's 6'2".
She does. She loves to play with this team. You can see her going up and just making a really smart shot off the high hands.
Tori Dixon, the middle stays in, so no libero right now for the Supernovas. Slide by Watson, block back covered. Again, Linehan, cross court, in. She's got 3 kills already.
She's coming up big for this team right away out of the gate.
4-2 Vibe. Linehan led Kentucky to that 2020 national championship. Played right here in this building. She loves this court. De La Cruz guides it to Hilly, quick attack. Daniel Hart, stop block. Karis Watson, 5-2 Atlanta.
That's a tough play because it was a nice pass, but both of the Atlanta blockers were waiting there. I think Hilly needs to do a better job of seeing that the middle is going with Danielle Hart and sending it back here to the opposite.
And Linehan, nice pass, De La Cruz. Right side swing. Shaven Landsman off the block and out. Of Iowa State, it was her alma mater, 5-3 Atlanta.
It's another nice swing off the block. Morgan Hens came diving right in front of us trying to chase that ball down.
4 years at Iowa State, 1 year playing beach at LSU. She serves Edmond. Leah Edmond blasted off the block into the antenna point. Atlanta, 6-3 Vibe.
You can see the speed Tori Dilfer is running this offense at. She's coming across the net, and she still pushes this ball quick with tempo. That allows their outside hitter to go up quick and tool the block.
Watson sends it over. Decent pass. Nunaviller, Doug. Edmond skies, diving, dig Kendall White, the libero. Tip shot won't drop. Nunaviller over dig. The slide, Hart, no. Tight to the net, Edmond, whistle. Net violation, Leah Edmond in Atlanta. Point, Supernovas. It's 6-4 Atlanta.
That's a nice rally. We saw a lot of great digs, people moving to the ball, liberos diving, getting the balls up. They're doing a great job on defense, keeping those rallies going.
Nunaviller serves just long. It's an amazing system that's keeping track of whether there are net violations or attacks are in or out. We'll tell you about it. It's a Bolt 6 system. Basically, we don't need lines, people. The cameras are tracking it.
Yes, Coach Collier was telling us about that. They have a ton of cameras all around the court at different angles, along lines. They don't actually have lines, people, because everything is done through the cameras.
Tip shot. That's just wide. Now, how would that chair official know? A camera sends a picture to that tablet right next to her, and it's like tennis, professional tennis. She can see right away. That was out.
It is. It's the exact same system people are used to seeing in tennis, where you see the computer replay showing the line with the shadow. She's got 2 tablets up in front of her, and as soon as the play ends, the play sends a replay picture to her so she can see exactly where it landed.
Tina Mancuso-Prosaski. She's a local favorite. No surprise.
Yes, when she got announced, the crowd went wild. It was great to see them welcome her back to the court.
Now the reversal. Apparently there was a challenge. Each team gets 2 challenges per set. They promised to have a verdict within 40 seconds, again, thanks to technology, and that challenge was successful. So
that was a good call by them.
So now it's 8-4 after that score reversal, a 2-point swing. Here's Tori Dilfer Stringer. See the tape on her right middle finger. That happened during warm-up. She's okay. De La Cruz, not this time. Set middle, and Shelley Fanning, the former Baylor Bear, gives Atlanta a 9-4 lead.
That's a nice turn by Fanning. Danielle Hart was right in front of her, but she turned it right off Danielle and got it over the net anyway. Kendall White started that whole reception play with a perfect pass, and I think Atlanta is going to want to go away from her serving because she's nailing her passes right now. That's making it easier for Omaha.
9-4 Atlanta. It's early. Nancy, any expectation that Omaha would win every single point all season? Overly optimistic. But early on, you got a jam-packed crowd. It's opening night. Butterflies, perhaps. Omaha thus far hasn't been in system a lot. Sydney Hilly has not received the passes where she wants them, namely right on top of her head.
Yes, and I think they're going to keep working to get better at that. They just have to settle down a little bit. I think both teams are probably hyped up right now. This is their first game of the first year of this league, and they're excited to be playing. They've been training for a long time. They just settle in. I think that will pick up.
Let's talk about some of the rules specific to the Professional Volleyball Federation. Once a point is over, Nancy, 15 seconds. That's all you have to serve the next point. You can just feel it. It's frantic in here.
Yes, and it's different from college. That clock starts as soon as the ball hits the floor from the point before. So the girls have to get back there. They got to get the next play started. Once the ref blows the whistle, they have 8 seconds, and that's also shorter than college. So they're trying to keep the pace going just to keep it running. 2
unsuccessful challenges allowed per team for just a set. In college, it's an entire match. You get 2 per set, but they can quickly turn them around because of the system.
Which is why I think they're allowing 2 per set. They know it's not going to stretch into this 5 to 7 minute break, watching 25 different angles. The replay comes back quickly. They can see the challenge. They can make a call.
Tori Dilfer Stringer, former Louisville Cardinal, serves Kendall White. De La Cruz swings. She's blocked. 10-4 Atlanta.
De La Cruz goes up a little bit hesitant on that one. She didn't power up dynamically, and you could see her kind of hang and start to fall, and that allowed the block to get over and be waiting for her. If she can explode to that ball dynamically, she'll be hitting over that block a lot.
Serve goes to Kendall White. Perfect pass. Danielle Hart, kaboom! Those 2 collaborated at Wisconsin. Sydney Hilly, Danielle Hart.
It's like they played together before. They've got a great connection. Danielle can be very dynamic on that pass. Again, coming from Kendall White. I think it's a mistake to serve her. She's passing nails. They've got to serve somewhere else.
Well, it feels like 2009 all over again. Gina Mancuso's a serving specialist.
I love to see her on the court. Gina's a great person. She's been the face person for the Omaha franchise. It's fun to see her and the receptions she's gotten.
Gets a bad pass from Atlanta. Left side swing, out of bounds. If you can't pass, your offense is going to struggle. That was long, 10-6.
Agreed. Against the top-level teams, you have to be able to run an offense or it gets incredibly hard to score points.
Gina finished at Nebraska in 2012. 10-year pro. Set left and a shot down the line and in. And that's, once again, a fourth kill. And for Allie Linehan, it's 11-6. Lower bowl near capacity. Plenty of folks up top. CHI Health Center, downtown Omaha. Kendall White again the target. Decent pass, the slide. Dixon blocked back. Free ball over. Grace Cleveland, beautiful save. Land to the right. Cleveland, great up by Kendall White. Back right. Shaven Landsman, overdig. Back middle, tip shot by Nunneveller, not this time. Again, Linehan, it drops.
That's another great long rally with lots of nice digs there. People sprawling out for it. About halfway through the rally, I saw Hilly slip a little bit because someone on the play before had dove in for the ball and left a wet mark. So it's just great defense. It's fun to see the level raise.
Into the net. Leah Edmonds, service error, second service error for Atlanta for the match. And our score is 12-7. Vibe here in the first. Quick attack Fanning off the dig and out.
That's just a nice high swing back to the corner from Fanning. It's a tough ball to dig because it's not down in front of you for the defense. It's up at head or shoulder height for the setter. That's going to be a tough ball to dig. It's a nice turn by Fanning.
5-year letter winner at Baylor. Shelly Fanning, Nunneveller from Oregon, good pass. Hilly tries the two shoot, won't work. Back set. Ooh. And Grace Cleveland a miss hit into the antenna. Point Supernovas. 13-8. Atlanta has led the entire journey. 2 love to start, now 13-8. Here's Dela Cruz, 36 years old. Overpass, put down by Dixon. Joy Dixon, the former Golden Gopher out of Minnesota, 13-9.
And a tough serve leads to an opportunity for your team to score a point. It's nice to see Tori Dixon close that point down with a kill.
Betania, Taylor Cruz, good pass by Edmond. Tip shot, Watson, no. Nunneveller sizes up, fires. Morgan Heads, great Stanford Cardinal with the dig. Linehan, not this time. Tight to the net. Karis Watson outduels Nunneveller, and it's 14-9 Atlanta.
That's just a really tough ball for the attacker. It's so far inside that to swipe it off the block and get it out, she has to toss it 10 feet. The block did a really good job of staying disciplined, staying over in front of the ball. It was a nice block by Atlanta.
That's Olympian Nancy Metcalf. John Baylor, we're courtside. NCN coverage of Supernova volleyball. David Cruz right to Hilly, back set, right side, shot, Landsman, just shaven Landsman, 14-10.
That's a nice swing by Jess Shaven Landsman. She swings nice and high into the seam of the block. You can see the middle blocker was a little bit late getting there. That opens up the court for her.
Dixon the first ace in Supernova history. 14-11, the deficit narrows. Edmond the target again. Linehan, no. Now to get within 2. Dilfer Stringer to the back row. Edmond gets blocked. Danielle Hart. 2-point ball game.
Danielle Hart had a nice block move there, really gets over the net and just holds. She's fired up, she's excited, celebrating with her team. That's a great play.
No libero. Middle blocker. Dixon serves. Linehan block back. Morgan has 3 national championships at Stanford. De La Cruz. Blocked by Karis Watson. 15-12, Atlanta.
That's a nice play. Dilfer Stringer came in to help on that block, so there were 2 blockers waiting. Everybody knew where she was setting it, and the block was waiting and really disciplined.
Allie Stumbler, Linehan. Kentucky 4 years. Has played with the national team. Daniel Hart. Former college teammate Sydney Hilly. They know each other.
Another great connection there. Center of the middle, they have great timing together. They know each other well. Hilly knows the tempo that Dixon likes to hit, so it's fun.
Double switch. Natalia Valentin Anderson will serve and set. Nia Reid will come into attack. Only 8 substitutions per set, per team. Natalia Valentin Anderson. Omaha native now. Edmond again. Oh! What happened there?
They just miscommunicated. Bethania was in the back thinking that Nati was going to take the ball. Nati ran past thinking it's an easy ball. You've got it. Unfortunately, the ball drops. They just got to call it and talk.
Setter does not want to make first contact.
Not if it's easy.
De La Cruz the target. Decent pass. Right pin. Wow! Brooke Nutteviller. Gravity, a mere annoyance. 16-14.
That's a great swing by Nutteviller. She really goes dynamically, explodes to that ball, crops it right down the line, and the defense can't pop it up.
Nutteviller, Oregon Duck, now member of the national team. And the slide doesn't work. Shelley Fanning fans on it. 16-15, 1-point ball game.
That's an unforced error. Unfortunately for Atlanta, they had the right play. They had the setter in where they wanted her to, and she just hit it in the net. Omaha will take it. That's a good point.
They love it in downtown Omaha. Supernovas have closed it to a 1-point ball game. Stay right there. More set 1 action. If you hear this, you're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Ready to make the next move in your marketing? Flood Communications has you covered. We know there's no one-size-fits-all solution, so we work with you to craft a customized marketing campaign that leverages our statewide reach on our radio, television, and digital platforms. Our creative team works with you to make content that stands out, then creates unique strategies to make you stand out. TV and radio ads? Simple. Website management? Done. Social media? No problem. Digital ad targeting? Easy. Make your next move in marketing with Flood Communications.
This is Nebraska. Nebraska is beautiful. Nebraska is home. It's home for you and us. News Channel Nebraska, the only news network owned and operated by Nebraskans for Nebraskans. With bureaus spanning the entire state, we can tell the story of Nebraska better than anyone else. This is Nebraska, and Nebraska is home.
Down by just 1, Supernova serve. Grace Cleveland for Atlanta blasts it from the back row. 17-15. Is basically everybody a front and back row attacker at this level?
I think most of them are, yes. Most outside hitters are going to play all the way around. Once you get past college internationally, that's pretty common. And so these top players are all going to be used to that and capable of doing that.
Nice pass, Kendall White again. Nutteviller back row, not this time. Leah Edmond winds up, blast. Great dig by White. Nia Reid's first swing. Free ball coming. De La Cruz, yes! 17-16 Atlanta.
De La Cruz put the heat on that we know she's capable of. It was great to see her get up full extension and take a hard swing at that. It's too much for Morgan Hintz on Atlanta's side to pop it up.
Danielle Hart, former Badger from Wisconsin. Played there 6 years. Here comes the serve. Edmond gets done beautifully by the setter, though. So someone else had to set the free ball over. Grace Cleveland on her off edge. Block back covered. Edmond over on the right. Not this time. Nia Reed blocked, and it lands in. 18-16 Atlanta.
That was a quick ball. It looked like Nia Reed just didn't quite get there in time, and the block is waiting, seals the line where she's trying to turn it, and it came down in.
Edmond serves. Again, the second setter. There she is. Natalie Valentine Anderson sets. Dixon. Oh, free ball over. Shot back. Doug. Oh. De La Cruz in.
And the crowd is exploding. They're excited for this team. That's a great play. The ball rallying back and forth, picking up balls that are just barely coming over the net. It's great to see Betania get the point on that.
Don't look away till it actually hits the floor. These players can keep these balls alive, extending these rallies. Sydney Hilly back in. Serving and setting. Linehan. Tight dig to the net. De La Cruz tipping. That's a for a touch, yeah.
Yeah, Shaven Landsman had to go over with that ball. I'm not sure if she didn't think someone else had touched it, or I'm not sure what happened, but she should have gone over.
Counting by ones can be tricky sometimes.
Math is hard. Maybe in the speed of the game, they just kind of forget.
The Vibe by 2. Oh. Nearly dropped. Linehan, drill it up. Sydney Hilly guides a free ball across. Grace Cleveland, not this time. Donut is closed. De La Cruz, it falls.
Kendall White with a great up there to extend the rally, and the Omaha team putting it away for the point.
Back within one. Can Omaha get this baby tied? Supernovas have yet to lead.
They're knocking on the door. Kendall White, I love to see the extension. She's got such great energy. She's pulling the team with her.
They've been together less than a month. Played a little bit in December. Went home. Now they live in luxury apartments in Papillion. 24 matches all season. Grace Cleveland dug now to tie it. Tori Dixon, no. Morgan Hintz, what a great libero out of Stanford. Just wide.
That's a nice swing by Jess. Unfortunately, just a little bit wide. But as you mentioned, Morgan Hintz out of Stanford and Kendall White out of Penn State. We've got two great liberos on the court tonight. It's so fun to watch the level of defense they're bringing to these teams.
They both finished in 2019. Both were first-team All-Americans. Liberos. Uh-oh, high pass Jazz. They're going to say back row block on the Omaha setter, Sydney Hilly. What was a one-point contest now extends to 3, 21-18. Let's talk more about the experience these Supernova professionals are having. They had to contest for spots. 22 arrived in early January. They got it down to 14. Some surprises a little bit. Jess Shaben Landsman, you just saw hit one a little bit too far cross court out of bounds. She was a pleasant surprise. Hasn't played for the last 3 years since finishing up at LSU after transferring from Iowa State. She's now a fixture on the right side for Omaha. We haven't seen Allison Mayfield yet. She was another pleasant surprise. And Coach Collard said, you know, there were two examples of players, and another one, Gabby Thompson out of Kentucky, a libero we haven't seen yet, who, when they came to camp, he didn't expect they'd probably make the team. Instead, they're starting in some instances. In the case of Jess Shaven Landsman, that's what happens because some of these players haven't played for a while. Some have been playing a lot. They had 3 weeks to prove themselves.
They did, and Coach Collier talked about how that was a really tough decision when they had to make time to choose who was going to stay on their roster, who they had to release. He said, we've got a lot of great players, but it just comes down to who's playing the best at that time.
21-18. Omaha trying to take its first lead. Pro volleyball in Nebraska. 24 matches opening night. Grace Cleveland after that timeout serves it out of bounds. That's a volleyball. No. After a timeout, you got to get it in.
It is. That's taboo in volleyball. The timeout is successful. It's called icing the server, and it worked tonight.
Tori Dixon ran some points earlier. Linehan, great pass, gets it back. Oh, it was on her hand a long time. No whistle. And Landsman gets her first kill. Back to a one-point deficit.
That's a nice high swing by Just Shaven Landsman, just going deep seam. It's not down the line. It's not to the middle back. It's a tough ball because it's right between the two defenders, but she says it's a nice high shot deep.
Second and final timeout, set one for Atlanta. Their head coach, Todd Dagenet. You played for Coach Dagenet.
I did. He was out in Colorado Springs when I was with the Olympic team. He was helping assist Toshi Yoshida as the head coach. It's just fun to see the progression through the volleyball world. He was down in Florida. Now he's back here coaching for Atlanta.
Opening night of the PVF, Professional Volleyball Federation. Everyone got a pom-pom. You can see them right there. Folks having fun. It's a big old mixer here in downtown Omaha. CHI Health Center, capacity about 17,000. We're expecting the final number to be about 11,000, which may be a professional volleyball record in this state. We'll find out after set two.
I would guess it probably is, but that's pretty fun. Omaha has really embraced this team. It's fun to see them show up tonight.
Meanwhile, they'd like to see their team take its first lead. Tori Dixon, former Minnesota Golden Gopher, gets it in. Perfect pass, setter, dump. Tori Dilfer, stringer.
That's nice. Tori Dixon tried to drop the serve short. Leah Edmond did a great job picking it up, and Tori Dilfer realizes everything's happening really fast, takes advantage of that by just throwing down a dump.
Allie Stumler-Linehan from a great Kentucky outside. They're starting two from Kentucky. Outside set shot, Brooke Nunneveller. Bang. 22-21, Atlanta.
Nice high swing by Brooke there. She's got one blocker. The middle jumps with their middle, and so she has that entire cross court pretty wide open. Great job seeing the block and turning around it.
Jess Shabens Landsman. Right to the libero, perfect pass, and then Edmond delivers off the block. Now, what's the thinking there, serving their libero? You'd anticipate they'd go elsewhere.
I would think so. I'm not quite sure why they're serving her. A lot of times it's just about the angles. Sometimes a setter has trouble taking a pass from a certain area of the court. It might restrict who she can set off that pass.
So it's
but based on how good both the liberos are, I'd probably still go away from them.
De La Crow's perfect pass. Nunneveller again.
Another great high swing by Nunneveller. She's going down the line there. Atlanta actually had two people who could have gotten a play on that ball, but their right back made the play, and that made it out of reach for their middle back. Good point for Omaha.
Could be a deuce game in our first set in Supernova history. Nunneveller finished at Oregon 2 seasons ago. Edmond tipping, nice up by Sydney Hilly, and it finally falls. So 2 straight set point chances for the Vibe.
That's a really nice tip by Edmond. Knowing the power she's hitting with, she realizes there's probably open court behind the block. And Hilly made a great touch on that play. It just unfortunately wasn't quite enough.
Need to side out right here. No need to challenge that one. That was sent towards the Missouri River.
If you're Omaha, you just say thank you. Missing a serve at that point is making it a sigh of relief for Omaha. Now they can regroup and go.
No libero, but Daniel Hart served a couple points earlier in the set. In. Bad passer out of system. Cleveland for the set, block back. Grace Cleveland. Overdig by Hart, a big middle with a nice dig. And then tipping. Nice up again, Danielle Hart. Nunaville to tie it. Great cover. Wow. Cleveland for the set. Out of bounds. We're tied. 24 apiece.
There were some nice ups there. I think the most impressive one was Nunaville covering herself on the back row attack.
Oh.
That was so quick to dive under there. Great play, and Grace Cleveland just too strong coming back.
Well, that was faster than 5G. She got it in the air. Morgan heads. Fanning gets dug. De La Cruz for Omaha's first lead, no. Grace Cleveland. Great up by Danielle Hart. Not this time. For the lead. 25-24 Atlanta.
That's a really nice rally. I think the most impressive part about it was Danielle Hart. She had 3 or 4 digs in the last 2 points. She's playing great defense there, which isn't always normal for a middle. That's cool to see.
Half the side out. Dixon. What a dig by Morgan Heads. Oh! On set point. Campfire defense. 6 Supernovas thought another would play it. And the first set is done.
That's a really tough point to lose a set on. They know they had that ball, and to give it up and just not be ready to play it when it comes over on an easy play is just so frustrating for that team, I'm sure.
1-0 Atlanta, and you saw the frustration on Brooke Nunnaviller's face. The teams stay on the respective sides for the first 2 sets. Then they switch and stay on the other side for the rest of the match. They don't switch between every set. Stay right there. Set 2 coming up. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Where there are cracks in walls, there's a solution. Where there are wet basements and musty crawl spaces, there's an answer. Where there are sinking floors and unstable foundations, there's an expert. Thrasher Foundation Repair. For over 45 years, the Thrasher family has been solving some of homeowners' toughest problems. Strengthening sagging foundations, straightening bowing walls, drying out wet basements, making homes safer, more pleasant, and more valuable. If you see problem signs, you know who to call.
It's a great day at Thrasher.
With 14 new car brands and over 2,400 vehicles, you'll fall in love at the Edwards Auto Group. Shop Edwards Certified Pre-Owned for the perfect match. Get 4.9% financing and our exclusive 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Plus, if you don't absolutely love your pre-owned purchase, just bring it back for a full refund. Experience all the ways it pays at Edwards.
It pays to make the drive.
Edwards, Council Bluffs and Village Point.
If you love live sports, you'll love News Channel Nebraska. Live sports from every region of the state. Football, volleyball, basketball, baseball, soccer, bowling, and even 6-man football. If Nebraska kids play it, we air it. Small town high schools with big hometown pride. Support local kids, support local schools, support Nebraska. Watch NCN Sports every week.
Atlanta wins the first. It was a deuce game. 26-24. Brooke Nunaviller led Omaha with 4 kills. And Tanya De La Cruz had 3. All right, Nancy, what did we learn about the Supernovas in the first set?
Well, I think we saw kind of what we expected. They were pretty balanced. They have some very dynamic, athletic attackers. The defense, I think, surprised me. Not from Kendall White. We knew she'd be great. But from the other players jumping in and making digs. It was fun to see that level of defense. I think the balanced attack is what Shelton Collier talked about, so we're not surprised to see that. I would like to see them keep getting more stuff in system, keeping their hitters off the net in the out-of-system stuff.
Very few blocks for Omaha, just 1 and 4 for Atlanta. Does that surprise you a little bit? There are a lot of big front row blockers for Omaha.
It does surprise me. I think Atlanta's doing a better job of keeping the ball off the net right now. When you trap set a hitter, it means you're setting the ball too close. It makes it easier on the block. And if Omaha can do a better job of not trapping their hitters, we're going to see them have better success attacking.
And better volleyball the second half of that set. I think Omaha really started to settle down.
I agree. I think they're just excited to play in front of their hometown crowd. First game of the season, kind of get all those jitters out, settle down a little bit. I think it'll keep getting better.
They're tossing out T-shirts. People are chomping on popcorn, having fun in downtown Omaha. The teams will stay on the same side for the first two sets and then flip for the rest of the match.
Yeah, there are a few small differences from the college game. This is one of them, staying on the same side for a second set in a row. The timing from when the ball lands of one play to starting the serve of the next play is a lot faster. The no linesman, so it's kind of interesting seeing the differences they're implementing at this level.
Leah Edmond begins things set 2. Dixon on the slide, count it. 1-love, that's Omaha's first lead of the night.
It's a good time to have it. The effort that Hilly had to get that set, it was a little bit tight. She goes up with one hand, puts a ball up there that Danielle Hart can get a swing at. Hart does a great job tooling it off the block.
Grace Cleveland, great chase, Kendall White. De La Cruz, wide, just wide. Tied at 1 apiece, set 2. Atlanta won the first.
That's a nice up. After the play, I could see Kendall White talking to Hilly, asking, do you want me to put that dig somewhere else? Like, they're communicating. It's good to see the team trying to work through some difficulties, see if they can do something to help each other make it better.
Jess Landsman, kaboom, 2-1 Omaha.
And she's hitting out of the middle there as a typical outsider opposite player, so that's a different look for Atlanta.
It's a Franklin volleyball, multicolored. Dixon on the overpass, gets dark. Linehan gets stuffed. A red hot start.
There's a nice block by Landsman and Dixon. They really get over. That set was a little bit inside. They were able to stay inside and read the ball and just get over.
Linehan scorching hot to begin with. Omaha slowed her down of late. De La Cruz to Edmond, constant serving target. And a decent pass, a better set, termination for Linehan.
That's a really nice high swing by Linehan. She goes up and just snaps high, deep corner over the block. That's always going to be a tough ball to dig.
That's Grace Cleveland, great Purdue Boilermaker in 2022. Oh, they're on the doorstep of the Final Four, lost to Pittsburgh. Jess Shaven, Landsman, and this set, we're tied at 3.
Tough ball. It was a really nice pass by De La Cruz. She put it perfectly on Hilly's head, ready to set, and unfortunately Landsman just hit it in the net, going angle.
De La Cruz, a regular target of Atlanta serves. Decent pass, set her dump. Sydney Hilly, no. But a free ball. Supernovas scatter, set up the offense. Sabins, Landsman, kaboom!
Devo Shelby Lanson got up and extended and was able to hit high seam between the block and kind of pinball it through. That's a really nice high swing by her.
Dixon ran points in the first. High pass joust. Linehan, block back, great cover, Morgan Hentz. Nice up, De La Cruz. Brooke Nunavella, 4 kills, not yet 5. Cleveland from the back row, great up by Sydney Hilly. Someone else has to set, free ball. Karis Watson delivers.
Nice turn by Karis Watson. That's a really nice long rally. We see defense by De La Cruz. Morgan Hentz on the other side. There's some really nice ups and some good attacks.
Watson played at Clemson. Graduated in 14. She's a 7-year pro. Rock Hill, South Carolina, but this is Linehan. Danielle Hart, not this time. Grace Cleveland skying from the 10-foot line. Off the net or antenna, out of bounds. Point Omaha. Here's Shaven Landsman. Beat out Yassiana Presley for the right side position. She's made some errors tonight. That was a service error, 5-5.
That's one thing that I think will be in Omaha's favor when matches keep going longer and longer. When it gets down to the wire, they're very experienced, and I think that will come in handy for them.
Another set of dump by Sydney Hilly. Not quite. Danielle Hart, yes! 6-5.
Nice job patrolling the net up there by Hart. They've had several overpasses tonight, and Omaha's team has done a pretty good job of being ready for them.
Brooke Nunaviller. Morgan Dark. Edmond gets it back. Out of bounds. Tack error. 7-5 Omaha.
They're continuing to go after Edmond on the serve receive. I think they're just trying to put pressure on her to make her think about something else. The crowd here can see the replay similar to tennis, where you see the shadow and the direction of the line.
Again, Edmond the pass. Again, the attack. Tip won't work. Dilfer Stringer sets outside Edmond. Wow.
That was explosive. That's the kind of attacking we're going to see a lot of. Tori Dilfer Stringer does such a nice job of shooting that ball out fast. It's hard for the block to get in front of it. It's hard for the defense to drop back. And you see just Shaven Landsman there just get caught shallow. She can't get her hands up in time.
That was high velocity. Bad pass out of system. Ooh. Spinning volleyball, no call. Edmond in. 7-7 in the second. Atlanta won the first.
A little bit of a miscommunication there. I think Hilly thought she had that ball and somebody else was unsure, but Omaha can rally and come back. That was a unnormal miscommunication by Kendall White on the pass as well. She's been solid tonight.
Getting used to each other. Been together for a month.
Definitely.
Serve just wide. 8-7 Omaha. Set 2. Good look at Danielle Hart. A tough knee injury in 2021. Watched her Badgers win the title that year without her. Came back in 2022. Big year. Again, Edmond. Great up by Nunaviller. She's got every facet of the game. Cleveland block back. Linehan, nice up by Jess Landsman. Free ball over effectively. Down 1 Atlanta volleyball. We're tied, 8-8.
It's a nice rally. There's some really nice digs happening on the Omaha side, but unfortunately they're not able to convert to an attack that's aggressive. And Atlanta does a really nice job taking advantage of that. They're coming back with attacks and attacking strong.
That was Shelley Fanning, Cypress, Texas, out of Baylor. She was a first-team All-American in 2019, 3-year pro. Hilly over to De La Cruz off the block. Edmond smashes it off to dig it out. Ferocious right arm. 9-8 Atlanta. Omaha never led in that first set. Was led briefly here in the second. Now trails by 1. The slide to nobody.
I think that kind of miscommunication is something that's happening because they're not used to playing together. The more they play together, the less that will happen. But Dixon kind of got out of the way thinking that Shaven Landsman was coming up to hit that out of the back row. I think that actually was a set for Dixon. It just went over her.
Brooke Nunaviller just wide. 11-8 Atlanta. 4 consecutive points. Timeout Omaha. Down 1 set love. Their Supernovas are down by 3 in the second. You're listening to News Channel Nebraska.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those Yellow Jackets to show people, we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
Ask yourself, will your college define your future? Strengthen your confidence? Prepare you for success? The college you choose today will last a lifetime. That's why students who want to lead tomorrow make Wayne State College their first choice. Go to exploreWayneStateCollege.com to find out how a quality education at an affordable cost is the right choice.
Stats from the.
That was Nancy Metcalf. I'm John Baylor. We're courtside here, downtown Omaha, CHI Health Center. 4 straight Atlanta points persuades Shelton Collier to burn his first time out here in the second set. It's a deuce game, 26-24 Atlanta in the first.
So we're seeing the points and the stats from the first set, and in Atlanta's team, you can see Clarice Cleveland and Leah Edmond are both leading them right now. If Omaha just settles down, I think they get right back in this.
Served by Edmond. Nice pass, Kendall White. De La Cruz off the block and out.
It's a great tool by Betania, hitting off the block, out of bounds. There's no chance for the defense to go after that. For Omaha, it's pretty balanced in the first set between Nunneveller, Shaven Lansman, Betania. They're all up there in points.
Sydney Hilly sends it over to Linehan. Cleveland, well done. Dilfer can distribute. Everything happens so fast.
It does. She's running a really high-speed offense, which is fun to watch. It makes it difficult for the block and the defense to get into position.
Shelley Fanning. Plays middle, serves, digs. De La Cruz, dug by big middle, Shelley Fanning. Leah Edmond just in. No linesman. And how can you tell? They've got this really sophisticated Bolt 6 line system. And they show it to the crowd. It just touched the back of the line. Point Atlanta. Bolt, a touching animated movie. All Bolt 6 is a very sophisticated line system. Don't need humans.
It is. It's a different system. It's interesting to see how this plays out. Another difference, coaches don't call timeouts by getting the ref's attention. They push a button on a little tablet they have.
Karis Watson delivers. It's 14-9 Atlanta after winning the first. The world's getting more animated. Automated, I should say. Trying to end this run. Nunneveller, decent pass, setter dump. Sydney Hilly, no. Linehan, 2 hands it over. Hilly to Tori Dixon. Allie Linehan, stop! Big block.
Nice block by Jess Shaven Lansman. Really getting over. That's a really nice ball by Dilfer Stringer. She put it in a great spot to swing at, but the block was waiting and stayed over the net, so they did a great job sealing.
Tanya De La Cruz, 2-time Olympian, Dominican Republic. Pass by Edmond. Linehan, cross court. That's out of bounds. Back to back. Omaha points within 3.
As the match has gone on, we've seen Betania De La Cruz put more and more heat on her serve, and she's gotten the Atlanta team a few times to not be quite ready for it. So it's fun to see her start getting warmed up and feeling more comfortable with that.
Tanya De La Cruz again. Linehan. Quick attack in the middle, no. Shaven Lansman, no. Omaha feeds Lansman. Doug. Grace Cleveland. High Karam and out. 15-11 Atlanta.
That's a nice high swing by Grace Cleveland, going high off the block to the deep corner. Unfortunately, Betania de la Cruz could not quite run it down.
They're playing on a TerraFlex floor. That's what the Huskers play on. That's de rigueur now in volleyball.
It is. It's a good floor to play on. That was always my favorite court surface to play on. I think it has pretty good traction, too.
Softer on the knees. Back row swing. Edmond, that's into the net. 4 touches. Point Omaha. And then the Supernovas also purchased 2 more TerraFlex floors for their practice facility at St. Mary's College here in Omaha. So the St. Mary's team now has 2 beautiful TerraFlex floors.
St. Mary's is happy to take advantage of that, I'm sure.
Hilliard tries again. Still searching for that first kill. And Linehan fires it off the block and out. Oh, they say no touch. Point Omaha.
We've seen Hilly do a few times now this match where she sets over, even when she's out of the back row. We call it a 2-shoot set. It's just a short little set over. As long as she's below the top of the net, that's legal. And it hasn't gone down for a point yet, but it's gotten Atlanta out of system and kind of rushed through stuff, and it's ending in some attack errors.
Boy, Morgan Hentz gets horizontal in a hurry.
She's very quick at that. It's fun to watch the defense.
Oh, and Stringer delivers. Fooled everybody in Douglas County with that one.
And I think that the setters are at a high enough level where they realize which defensive players that cross the net from them. They know they're going to get away with that more likely against a middle blocker than against Kendall White.
10,000 plus in attendance for opening night. Danielle Hart, diving, taking hands over the net. Shot back by Landsman Doug. And Leah Edmond gets stopped by Landsman and Danielle Hart.
It's a really nice block for a point, and the crowd is responding.
Here comes that double switch. Natalia Valentin Anderson, she's going to serve. Nia Reed's going to play right side. How do you think this double switch worked in the first set?
I think they did okay. I don't think they got maybe the spark they wanted to, but I think they did a good job. They didn't lose any ground by coming in. The double sub is pretty effective internationally in a lot of games, and so it's something they'll probably keep using.
Watson, Doug. Nana Viller, block back. Great cover, Kendall White. Nia Reed, stuff.
That was a long-distance set for Natalia Valentin Anderson to push that all the way back. She did a great job setting it. Unfortunately, the block was ready for it. It traveled a long distance, which gave the block more time to get there.
Todd Dagenet, the head coach. You saw him in the background there. Well dressed. Nia Reed gets her first kill as a Supernova.
That's a nice play progression there. That was a great pass, great set. Nia really extended it and hit high, which is going to end in success most of the time.
She played with Kendall White at Penn State. The last Final Four for Penn State, 2017. It's been that long.
That's hard to believe after the successful run they had for so many years.
Fanny gets dug by Kendall White. De La Cruz tipping though. Edmond, great up. Nunavilla. De La Cruz fires. Up by 2 with the ball. Leah Edmond blocked back. Setter dump. Chased down by Nunavilla. Edmond stuff. We could be here till Thursday. Oh. De La Cruz for the point. Joust. Push to the corner and falls.
That's high volleyball IQ by the setter there. What a great long rally, but both teams going at it, having to chase balls down, tight balls, they're tipping into the block to replay. Great IQ by Natalia Valentin Anderson to see that open back corner and really take advantage of it.
Former Olympian for Puerto Rico in 2016. Valentin Anderson was a star at Florida International. Oh, Nunavilla out of bounds.
Omaha's just knocking on the door. They're right there. They're so close, and they keep getting close and then losing a missed serve like that or a ball they hit out. At the next point, hopefully they can flip that around and take advantage when they're close and take the lead back.
Tori Dilfer Stringer. Great pass. Kendall White set a little low, pushed across by Danielle Hart. Leah Edmond. One-arm dig, shanks into the second row in 19-16 Atlanta.
Kendall White gets a nice touch on that. Unfortunately, yes, she shanks off into the crowd. That ball actually went right through Natalia's hands. I think it was wet because she looked down and wiped her hands on her shorts afterwards. I think that's why she underset it when she set the ball.
Down 19-16, Omaha in danger of falling behind. 2 sets, love. Best of 5. Nia Reid. Morgan Hens bumps it over to Grace Cleveland. Great up by Natalia Valentina Anderson. Right side tips out Nia Reid. Morgan Hens is there, but it falls.
Dilfer Stringer was trying to make the play out of the net there. Unfortunately, the bottom of the net was loose enough. The ball just kind of fell weakly to the floor. But there's some great volleyball going on. Both teams are getting some nice ups and getting some rallies going.
That's Morgan Hens, number 9, the libero for Atlanta. 3 national titles in 4 years at Stanford. The one they didn't get, 2017. Huskers got that one down in Kansas City. 2017 now after Gina Mancuso servicing. Nunaviller, Valentina Anderson out. De La Cruz not this time. Edmond, wow. High velocity.
It's a great swing by Edmond. She's doing a nice job hitting hard with power, and it's just too much for the defense on Omaha right now.
Atlanta 4 away, taking a 2-love lead here on opening night. Nunaviller, Valentina Anderson, Nia Reid, no. Stringer to Fanning, into the net. Maybe Dixon got a block.
It's a nice block by Dixon. You can see her experience there, waiting on the middle, not cheating or starting to step one way or the other. She did a great job just being patient, seals the net, and they hit it right into her.
Good rotation. Number 1 setter serving, Sydney Hilly. Stringer to Fanning, repeat rule, works.
It's a quick side out for Atlanta. I think the double sub for Omaha was really effective there. They got some points. They got several blocks out of Nia Reid, so that's what she's in there for. They did a nice job.
No libero, Morgan Hens out of there. Big, tall middle, Shelley Fanning to serve. Hilly to Landsman, no. Linehan, great up by Nunaviller. Caroms off the net. Rescue, Troy Dixon. Linehan tipping. Nice pancake. Sydney Hilly, bring out the spatulas. Grace Cleveland right at Hilly, forcing someone else to set. De La Cruz, no. Linehan down the line. There's Hilly. Again, someone else has to set. Wow. Kaboom! 22-19.
That's a great swing by Shaven Landsman after a really nice long rally with lots of nice defensive plays again. Hilly's been making a lot of defensive plays. I don't know if Atlanta is purposely targeting her, but she's gotten a lot of digs. She's doing a nice job handling what's coming at her.
Within 3. Tanya De La Cruz. Service ace number 2 for Omaha.
Great serve by Batania. She goes hard and between players. Anything between players is going to start to cause trouble because you have to move. It's not set who's going to take the ball. I love her going into that angle between the back left and middle.
That's the Supernovas staff welcoming their team back to the huddle following this Atlanta timeout. Supernovas within 2. All right, what's been the difference of late? How has Omaha been able to climb back into this one?
I think they're starting to get some nice swings. They're swinging high, but they're putting some heat on the ball. There have been several plays tonight where they get an out-of-system set, and it's maybe not what they're expecting, and instead of attacking, they're setting it over or passing it over. I think they've got to start finding a way to attack those balls. At this level, you need a swing on every ball.
And is the rule just don't tip in endgame?
I think you can tip, but it has to be intentional. And then Toshi Yoshida, the coach that I played for in the Olympics, his rule was if the other team thinks you have to tip, you should be hitting. So if it's a tough ball, they're expecting a tip, you swing at that ball. When it's a ball that they think you're in system and everything's working right, that's the ball you tip because they're not expecting it. And I think that's what this team should be thinking is we got to tip because we want to, not because we feel like we have to.
Shelton Collier in the middle of that huddle. You saw in a white quarter zip. John Corbelli, one of his assistant coaches, long time co-head coach for Texas A&M, and then Laura Bird-Kuhn, also an assistant coach. She's also a former head coach at a different time for A&M.
Yeah, they've really built a nice coaching staff here. They've got some great names here and some really good experience and knowledge.
Momentum Omaha. Within 2. De La Cruz looking for another ace. Overpass. Dixon. 1-1.
It's another nice serve by De La Cruz. I think that's the best overpass attack we've seen all night. Dixon did a really nice job staying behind that and hitting down instead of a weak hit right to the defense. It was a great play ender.
Mirror image of set 1. Omaha climbing back. Now to tie it. Edmond, great pass. Watson up by Kendall White. Nunaviller. Grace Cleveland in.
That's a nice swing by Grace Cleveland. Their team has kind of been struggling to get this side out. She goes and swings high and deep across court. It's a great swing.
Need to side out right here. Kendall White, perfect pass. Tip shot. Nunaviller. Yes.
And that's what I'm talking about with the tipping. Nunaviller had a perfect set. It was in system. The timing was right. The defense is not expecting a tip. That's a great time to throw it in. Nunaviller's got a great touch on the ball. Really sweet with that.
Another potential deuce game. Atlanta won the first, 26-24. Edmond overpass. Joust. Won by Nunaviller. We're tied in Omaha. 23 apiece.
Great serve by Dixon. Nice awareness by Nunaviller to see the block in front of her and tilt it to the side when she tips it back.
Timeout Atlanta, 23-23. When we come right back, set 2. Atlanta won the first. You're listening to News Channel, Nebraska.
Where there are cracks in walls, there's a solution. Where there are wet basements and musty crawl spaces, there's an answer. Where there are sinking floors and unstable foundations, there's an expert. Thrasher Foundation Repair. For over 45 years, the Thrasher family has been solving some of homeowners' toughest problems. Strengthening sagging foundations, straightening bowing walls, drying out wet basements, making homes safer, more pleasant, and more valuable. If you see problem signs, you know who to call.
It's a great day at Thrasher.
What is Nebraska? Nebraska is 529 towns. It is 147 cities. It is 382 villages. It is 2 time zones and 3 area codes. It is Cook and Gurley, Palisade and Osmond, Wymore, Sydney, and everywhere in between. Nebraska is what we do. News Channel Nebraska. This is home.
(23-23). Set 2. Tori Dixon for Omaha. Good pass. Watson off the block and out. Pass, set, kill right when they need it.
Yes, and that play is started by the great pass. I think Omaha's been doing a really nice job serving tough. We've seen the ball movement on their serves, but Atlanta's done a nice job handling that. Great pass leads to a set that a hitter has a great opportunity to get a kill.
Allie Linhan. Oh, bad pass by Nunaviller. At a system swing. She needs it. Off the block, it won't drop. For the set, Leah Edmond. Beautiful dig. Kendall White travels across. Edmond, block back. Now to tie it. Edmond, a third try, out. Net violation against Omaha. We'll see a challenge right here. Crowd not happy.
That was a surprising call.
First net violation of the match.
I don't see the net moving at
there.
all. That's an interesting call to end that set. I didn't see the net move at all, so I'm not sure.
So we got a challenge. Here's what's happened. The Bolt 6 system sends the picture to Poland.
Yeah, it's moving on the replay. We can see it now in the close-up.
Yep.
It's a nice call by the refs because I don't think that we could see that live very easily.
Got 22 cameras. Nothing gets by 22 cameras. Just the arms of Jess Shaven-Landsman graze the top of the net at the most inopportune time.
Yes, unfortunately, it's the roughest time to do that when you lose the set because of it, but that's a great call. Omaha's going to go back in the locker room and try to regroup, figure out what they can do better to get back in this match down 0-2.
Deuce games critical to match outcomes, and Atlanta has won back-to-back. 2-pointers, 26-24, and just there, 25-23. Stay right there. A lot to share with you. Between sets 2 and 3, Atlanta up 2-love. You're listening to News Channel Nebraska.
This is Nebraska. It's beautiful and vast, dotted with hardworking rural communities. And they are why News Channel Nebraska exists, to deliver quality, heartfelt news from the entire state of Nebraska. From Long Pine to Chadron and Nebraska City to Rushville. From the challenging stories to the joyful ones, you'll find news from across the state in every NCN broadcast. This is Nebraska, and Nebraska is home.
With 14 new car brands and over 2,400 vehicles, you'll fall in love at the Edwards Auto Group. Shop Edwards Certified Pre-Owned for the perfect match. Get 4.9% financing and our exclusive 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Plus, if you don't absolutely love your pre-owned purchase, just bring it back for a full refund. Experience all the ways it pays at Edwards.
It pays to make the drive.
Edwards, Council Bluffs and Village Point.
Ask yourself, will your college define your future? Strengthen your confidence? Prepare you for success? The college you choose today will last a lifetime. That's why students who want to lead tomorrow make Wayne State College their first choice. Go to ExploreWayneStateCollege.com to find out how a quality education at an affordable cost is the right choice.
Here's what you can expect on News Channel Nebraska. The top local news headlines all morning, plus 8 a.m. Mass with Father Joe. Stay up to date throughout the afternoon with the NCN News app. And tune back into NCN throughout the evening for the latest developments on major stories along with live high school and college sports. News Channel Nebraska. Independent media for all Nebraskans. This is Nebraska, and so is this. News Channel Nebraska's mission is to connect everyone in Nebraska, urban and rural. Because when people in Palisade understand what happens in Grand Island, and when people in Scotts Bluff get to share their story with the people of Niobrara, we become one Nebraska. This is Nebraska, and this is home.
Back at the CHI Health Center, intermission time, a 2-0 match lead for the Atlanta Vibe over the Supernovas. And we're catching up now with CEO, one of the proud sponsors for tonight's broadcast, and that is Dan Thrasher, CEO of Thrasher Omaha. Dan, how you doing?
Doing great. Having a lot of fun.
So why was it so important to be a sponsor for the first ever ball game in the Pro Volleyball Federation?
We're just really excited to be a part of the community. We're really excited to have professional sport in Omaha, and especially volleyball, knowing there's so much great volleyball in this area.
Tell the people at home a little bit about Thrasher's all about.
Yeah, we do basement waterproofing, foundation repair, concrete repair, that kind of thing, and we've been doing it in Nebraska and Iowa for 50 years now.
You're an Omaha guy, you're an Omaha native. You look at the atmosphere around this place, the excitement of those watching at home, listening to John and Nancy. Are you at all surprised?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really after the big event down in Lincoln this year and, 90,000+ people showing up. I figured we'd have pretty good support, especially for this first game, but it's really been awesome to see.
All right, that's Dan Thrasher, CEO of Thrasher of Omaha. John, Nancy, back to you guys.
Come back here courtside as Atlanta's taking a 2-love lead. Brooke Nunneveller leads Omaha in kills with 7 for the match. Leah Edmond for Atlanta has been held in check. A little surprisingly, she's averaged in pro leagues the last couple of years about 5 kills per set. But this has just been closer than newlyweds. I mean, it's been two-point sets. What's been the difference in endgame?
I don't think there's a huge difference between the teams. However, Atlanta just happens to get those couple more points. Right now, Omaha's doing a pretty nice job. We're missing some serves that they can't afford to miss late in the game. We're tipping over too many balls that they need to be able to get an attack on. I think if they make those adjustments, they are right there. I mean, they're both 2-point sets, and that's what Coach Collier said he expected. He said these teams are both great. We've got a lot of great players on both sides of the net. Every set is going to be tight.
A lot of dignitaries in attendance. We told you Terry Pettit's in their house. Lexi's son and her father, family in the house. Bruce Rasmussen, now retired athletic director at Creighton. He's courtside. The volleyball world has really embraced this. This is something that not just players, but coaches, of course, more opportunity for coaches, have really rooted for years, and it's finally here. It's just opening night. It's a small sample size, but so far so good except for the scores.
Yes, I think it's been a great turnout. I think it's everything that fans want to see, except for they want Omaha to be winning right now. But as a league start, this is a great, successful event.
Let's take a look at some highlights here from first 2 sets. Both 2-point wins for Atlanta. Early set 1, and the block has been there most of the night for Atlanta.
Atlanta's block has been doing a really nice job staying in front of the hitters for Omaha. I think both plays you saw there, Hilly was setting the ball where she wants to be. That's the target for the passers. So they have the pass they want. They've got the set they want. Their hitters just need to start terminating.
That was Grace Cleveland. She's done damage on the right pin, the former Purdue Boilermaker. And Allie Linneman gets blocked there by Tori Dixon.
That was a really nice block play by Omaha. Unfortunately, it hasn't happened as much as they would like. Atlanta's hitters have been having success going around their block, so if Omaha can continue focusing on the block, continue trying to slow down and get good touches against Atlanta's hitters, that will lead to success.
Leah Edmond out of the back row. This is endgame. A big comeback by Lincoln.
There you see De La Cruz's ace serve. It's fun to see her putting some heat on it and starting to get more comfortable from the service line. She can do damage, but she's got to stay aggressive.
Wasn't quite enough. 26-24 Atlanta in the first. The second, similar verdict, 25-23. Atlanta will have set 3. We come right back. Omaha needs to win 3, 4, and 5 to begin this season with a W. And you're viewing News Channel Nebraska.
Where there are cracks in walls, there's a solution. Where there are wet basements and musty crawl spaces, there's an answer. Where there are sinking floors and unstable foundations, there's an expert. Thrasher Foundation Repair. For over 45 years, the Thrasher family has been solving some of homeowners' toughest problems. Strengthening sagging foundations, straightening bowing walls, drying out wet basements, making homes safer, more pleasant, and more valuable. If you see problem signs, you know who to call.
It's a great day at Thrasher.
All right, well, welcome back to the CHI Health Center. I am here with some of the youngest volleyball fans in attendance tonight, second graders from all across the state. Lyra, I hear this is your first Supernovas game, obviously, but I heard you also organized this deal. Why'd you do that?
I don't know.
Well, it's a pretty big deal, I would say.
Probably is.
Probably is. So how much fun are you guys having? I know you guys are having a lot of fun. Yeah. All right, so one more thing. Does this make you guys want to be professional athletes or professional volleyball players someday?
Yes.
I think that answers that. Supernovas volleyball coming up after this.
With 14 new car brands and over 2,400 vehicles, you'll fall in love at the Edwards Auto Group. Shop Edwards Certified Pre-Owned for the perfect match. Get 4.9% financing and our exclusive 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Plus, if you don't absolutely love your pre-owned purchase, just bring it back for a full refund. Experience all the ways it pays at Edwards.
It pays to make the drive.
Edwards, Council Bluffs and Village Point.
Ask yourself, will your college define your future? Strengthen your confidence? Prepare you for success? The college you choose today will last a lifetime. That's why students who want to lead tomorrow make Wayne State College their first choice. Go to explorewaynestate.college.com to find out how a quality education at an affordable cost is the right choice.
Thank you.
Set 3 momentarily gives us a chance to take a look at the 7 teams in the Professional Volleyball Federation. The San Diego Mojo, Las Vegas Thrill. You know about the Omaha Supernovas, the Atlanta Vibe, the Columbus Fury, the Grand Rapids Rise, and the Orlando Valkyries. Norse mythology. Whenever you're confused, just think Norse mythology.
That's something an ACT prep guy would know.
The Valkyries. Fanning starts off set 3 with a kill. Shelley Fanning, 1-love Atlanta.
That's a nice start for Atlanta. They're doing exactly what they want to do. Getting in system, a good pass leading to a quick set to the middle. They're going to want to stay in system. Omaha's going to have to find a way to get them out of system.
Dixon to slide, not this time. Back row, Leah Edmond. Well, we told you that Omaha's defense had held her in check. That's actually her 13th kill.
Yeah, we didn't realize how much success she's had. She's been playing really well, but it's been quiet. I haven't noticed all the kills. I think Atlanta's been a lot more successful in the back row than Omaha has. And I think several of Edmond's kills have come from the back row.
Dixon, kaboom! 2-1 Atlanta, set 3. 7 Big Ten players on the Omaha roster. Dixon from Minnesota, Sydney Hilly-Fetter from Wisconsin, Gina Mancuso from Nebraska. Now to tie it, Edmond, great pass. Grace Cleveland, no. Dela Cruz, great up. Nunaviller, one arm dig, Morgan Hentz. Linneman, no. Allie Linehan tips. Great up. Nunaviller, miss hit. Point, Atlanta, 3-1 vibe.
That's a nice rally again. Both teams getting some nice ups. Nunaviller just trying to do too much on that ball, I think. Kendall White had a nice ball up in the air for her Nunaviller to attack. Unfortunately, didn't have quite enough behind it.
Grace Cleveland, one of 3 great Boilermakers, all seniors. Nearly took them to the Final Four her senior year, 2022. Can't dig that one up. Nice kill for the Novas. 3-2 Atlanta.
That's a nice play by Omaha. I'd like to see him do more of that. Keep bringing the right side around. That gets Danielle hard on the slide. It can open things up. Hopefully it gets the block moving and doesn't allow them to wait for the attackers like they've been doing.
Just Shaven Landsman, the kill out of Iowa State. Bad pass, out of system. Great chance for the Supernova defense. Nice up, Nunaviller. Not to tie it. Brooke Nunaviller. Yes.
That's a nice up by Nunaviller and getting ready to attack, but I like the tempo that Hilly sets that ball with. Even though it's not quite a perfect pass off the defense, she gets there and still keeps the tempo on it, keeps it a fast set that allows Nunaviller to explode to the ball and go after it aggressively.
Tori Dixon, 7-year pro, 31 years old. Good serve. Here's Watson. And the overtake allowed Linehan to deliver. 4-3 Atlanta. It's Allie Stumler Linehan, 2020 national champion, Kentucky Wildcat. Well, she just keeps getting better. Quick attack, Danielle Hart down, tied at 4.
Great job by Danielle Hart turning that ball. She's going to have to keep turning it because one of their blockers is usually waiting for her. She's got to keep turning around them to open up the court for herself to hit.
Hart and Hilly, 5-year teammates at Wisconsin. Edmond, 13 kills, not a 14 yet. De La Cruz off the block and down. Omaha leads 5-4 in the third. Trail.
The Omaha scoring out of the back row. I think they're going to have to do more of that to get more success in this match. I think in the first 2 sets, Atlanta was scoring out of the back row and Omaha was not. They can start getting some kills out of the back row. That's going to help them have more options, which makes it harder for the block, and they'll score more points and hopefully be able to win this set and extend the match.
Hence another great pass. Edmond, great up. Shaven Landsman. Again, Edmond. That won't work. Timing off Hart. All across the travels. Kill for Karis Watson, former Clemson star.
It's a nice play there. There were some nice defensive plays by Omaha. Unfortunately, that ball just went over the net, and a smart job by Watson hitting it deeper where the court was open.
De La Cruz, okay pass. Nonaviller, yes. 6-5.
When they can keep Nunaville running on that quick tempo, she's going to be so much more successful. She's a little bit undersized, and if she can go fast, it allows her to explode and be more successful against the block. They can keep getting her that tempo of set. They're going to see a lot more success out of her.
Omaha has to win this set to extend to a 4th. 2-love Atlanta. That's an overpass. De La Cruz. Joust. Edmond. Big travel sideways, chased down by De La Cruz just in front of us. Stringer feeds back right. Cleveland stop!
That's a really great blocking move by Omaha. I'm really surprised they ran that play because their middle was coming on a slide. So their middle blocker for Omaha is already bringing this way across the court with the middle blocker from Atlanta. It's just setting a back row attacker into 2 blockers waiting. I think that's a mistake on the setter's part.
De La Cruz unfooled. She didn't fade to her left. She stayed inside. Danielle Hart. Omaha on a run, 8-5.
Omaha's doing a nice job tonight. They're serving really aggressively. They've had a lot of overpass opportunities for kills. They've converted a lot of them as well. They can keep doing that. That's going to help.
That's your Wayne State instant replay. Nunavilla trying to make it 4 straight. Edmond tipping. Morgan hands. Leah Edmond. She gets half their swings. Not this time. Sydney Hilly gets her first. She kept trying and trying. She finally got her first kill.
She did, and she's such a smart player. She knows in a ball that fast when the rally's going quickly, that doesn't give this defense a chance to be set and ready, and she takes advantage of the scrambling part of it to get the ball over for a point.
4 in a row, largest Omaha lead tonight, 9-5. Set 3 down, 2-love. You're listening to News Channel Nebraska.
Where there are cracks in walls, there's a solution. Where there are wet basements and musty crawl spaces, there's an answer. Where there are sinking floors and unstable foundations, there's an expert. Thrasher Foundation Repair. For over 45 years, the Thrasher family has been solving some of homeowners' toughest problems. Strengthening sagging foundations, straightening bowing walls, drying out wet basements, making homes safer, more pleasant, and more valuable. If you see problem signs, you know who to call.
It's a great day at Thrasher.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people, you know, we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
A lot of volleyball luminaries in attendance, as you might expect. Kirsten Bernthal Booth is here, longtime head coach of Creighton. Lexi Sun, Terry Pettit, Bruce Rasmussen, former AD at Creighton.
It's great to see the support from people well known in the sport.
And
Just excited to have this coming to Omaha and wanting to support it and help grow the sport.
And about 11,000 others. Free ball over. Great chance here for Omaha. Kill! Just Shaven Landsman. That's 5 in a row. Adrian Martinez is in the house.
It's a nice run by Omaha. I like to see them using their back row and getting some points from the back row.
Slide to Shelley Fanning. No. For a 6th straight. And it's over. Dig. Danielle Hart. 6 in a row. For the
Great reactions on both sides of the net there. I love the up from Morgan Hens. Just went a little bit too far over. I love it that Danielle Hart was ready for that and was ready to attack it aggressively.
What's so tough about this Brooke Nunaville or her serve? 5 straight points for her. 6 of the team.
Well, when she rolls it off the top of the net, that makes it a lot tougher too.
Edmund tipping. No. Four touches on Omaha.
The crowd arguing that. I'm not quite sure what it was either.
We've already explained that counting by ones can be confusing.
Let's watch the replay. I didn't see it either, though.
One, two.
I think they're saying
3.
Danielle Hart touched that. I didn't see it. I didn't think she touched it. I thought she tried, but I didn't think she touched it.
Service error. Crowd senses that maybe justice just then was served.
Yeah, there's a saying in volleyball, the ball doesn't lie. So every time you lose a call like that and the team serves in the net, you feel justified, like, see, we were supposed to have that point. Whether it's true or not, that's how you feel.
Paige Briggs debuts. Former Western Kentucky Hilltopper and serves into the net. 12-7. Atlanta won the first 2 sets. Both 2-pointer wins. Leah Edmond. Wow, what a star she is. But one of her more forgettable matches was against Nebraska. Atlanta down by 5. Grace Cleveland. Make it 4.
That's another nice high swing by Grace Cleveland, going high and deep cross court.
So it was in Minneapolis 2018. The Huskers and Kentucky collide regional semis. Leah Edmond, forgettable match. Nebraska wins. And then, rather than Minnesota 2 days later, it's Oregon. Huskers win, go to the Final Four. De La Cruz stuffed, 12-9.
Omaha's got to find a way to side out. They can't let Atlanta get back in this with a run that's going to give them all the momentum back.
Sydney Hilly.
Calming everyone down, trying to say, guys, just relax. We got this. Let's get a side out.
And she chooses the slide. Dixon, yes.
Started off with a great pass by Nunneveller. Again, staying calm, not freaking out. Just a great pass to start that play, a great set, and Dana Hart finishes with the kill.
The
Tori Dixon.
moment Sydney Hilly signs with Omaha, every middle in the country wanted to play for Omaha.
Agreed. She's a great setter, and teammates would love to be on her team.
Grace Cleveland, oh.
Great shot, smart shot by Grace Cleveland. Knowing that she's hitting the ball high and hard, that the defense is going to be back, knowing that short ball is a lot more likely to be open.
Her former head coach, Dave Shondell at Purdue, just signed a new 5-year contract. De La Cruz off the block, dug by Edmond. She can do it all. Linehan, no. Sydney chooses back row. Brooke Nunneveller stuffed. 2-point ball game.
I'd like to see Omaha start spreading it out again. They've got 3 blockers from Atlanta waiting on that middle back attack. She's got to find Hilly has to find a way to spread that offense out and make the block have to make a choice. They can't just be giving it to them right where the block is waiting for it.
Shelley Fanning, De La Cruz, constant target. Good pass this time. Tip shot, Landsman, no. to get within one. Grace Cleveland. Nice up, Kendall White. Dixon not this time. De La Cruz needs it. Gets it. 14-11 Omaha.
Nice high snap by De La Cruz there, just snapping on the ball really nice and high and deep. And it was right to Morgan Hens. I was actually surprised I'm sorry, that was not Morgan Hens. I'm surprised they didn't get that ball up. It was a nice swing by De La Cruz.
De La Cruz already has an ace. Dominican Republic native, two-time Olympian. Good pass. Watson timing off. Gets down. Nonaviller, no. Grace Cleveland, kill. Off the dig and out. Oh, they didn't see it. We saw it.
They called it long, out of bounds.
And they're going to challenge this. The dig touched it. It was Kendall White. This will probably get reversed. For the moment, 15-11 Omaha. Being courtside has its advantages.
It does. We're a little closer to the action. We get to see things a little bit easier.
Now we'll see if this artificial intelligence equals human perception, because we saw the dig touch it, and now they send this to this super fast Bolt 6 instant replay system. And the block did not touch it. It was the dig that touched it, but they didn't challenge the dig.
I agree. I didn't realize they had to be so specific, but I guess they have to be more specific when they challenge as to who they think touched it.
Human perception, occasionally, even better than automation. 15-11, Omaha will take it. De La Cruz gets past Edmond, right side. Cleveland off the net, so De La Cruz able to dig her. And Lansby gets dug, but across the net it travels. Tori Dixon, kaboom! 16-11.
That's a great swing by Tori Dixon. It's a nice play all around. I like the way Omaha stayed calm, stayed in position. Tori Dixon finishing the play.
Supernova, it's an exploding star. Pass by Edmond. Boy, she's passed nearly every serve. For another point, Landsman, cross court, in! 17-11.
That's a nice shot by Landsman. They're showing the replay again with the tennis shadow ball type replay. And it's in, it tagged the line.
Feels like we're in Wimbledon.
It does feel more like tennis when they do replays like that.
17-11 Omaha, set 3 after dropping the first two. Both of those were 2-pointers. Omaha's largest lead, tied for its largest lead in the night. 17-11. You've got Omaha Supernova volleyball on News Channel Nebraska.
You can rely on News Channel Nebraska for the best statewide news and sports coverage. But that's not all we do. NCN also brings you the biggest community events live. Parades, festivals, concerts, award shows, even polka. NCN's mission is to support all Nebraska communities, no matter how small or how far away. So tune into NCN 24 hours a day for the best Nebraska has to offer.
Having fun in Omaha. Nancy, did you see Jake's interview with all those little girls?
I did. That was a great interview. I think the kids are a little starstruck to be on screen, though.
Why do we stop face painting?
I don't know. It's a great thing.
Fun.
Kids need to do it. We need to do it more as adults, too.
Kids get all the fun. Haven't face painted myself in too long. 17-11 here in the third. The comeback kids, Supernovas, trying to take this third set down 2-0.
They're getting some momentum, and Omaha's going to have to stay with their game plan.
Tanya De La Cruz near ace. Edmond. Point. Omaha. 10-foot line infraction.
Yes, that was a good watch by the up ref. She sees it immediately. It's a nice play. Edmond's been so successful. I like Atlanta going to that, but she stepped over the line.
Can't touch that line if you're a back row attacker with a foot. Good pass. Watson, too long. Hold everything. Lock touch. Omaha can't believe it. We're going to a video replay review.
Tori Dixon immediately turned to Coach Collier and said, replay that, challenge it. I did not touch it.
So this is called a video verification. Pretty swanky. And to get a video verification, you must go to your electronic team tablet and indicate what it is you wish to challenge. And now the video will verify whether the call was accurate or not. The human eye says no touch.
From this angle and this distance, it's hard to see any touch. It looks like there's air between the ball and her hands the whole time. They're showing it up on the big screen right now, a little bit closer view.
Karis Watson, the attacker.
I don't see any fingers moving. I see space between it the whole time, so I think that should get overturned.
Reversal.
Crowd loves that overturning on the challenge.
19-11, Omaha set 3, down 2 sets. Love, that's the head coach of Atlanta. Not happy, Todd Dagenet. Service error after it's Dagenet, 15-year head coach for Central Florida. Prior to that, he'd been an assistant at USC and at Michigan State. 1912. Got to send this to a 4th. Sydney feeds outside. Brooke Nunneveller, no. Tori Stringer back right. Cleveland, beautiful dig. Kendall White. Nunneveller, kaboom!
It's a great swing by Nunneveller. I like it. She jumps to the ball aggressively. She's going after it. That's the kind of attacking they need out of Nunneveller to keep this team successful and maintain their lead.
My goodness, can she leap? Springs on Brooke Nunneveller. Tori Dixon sends it across. Good pass. Edmond left side. Swing. Linehan, no. Gets it back. Fires. Brought back once more. Great cover, Morgan Hentz. Cleveland tipping. The bakery is open. There's the donut.
That's a nice spot by Cleveland. I think Omaha, their offside blocker, should be coming across the net and picking that ball up. That shouldn't be a point. They need to get that ball picked up and take care of it.
Gotta love the towel crew here at CHI. Promptly out there. Service ace. Allie Stumbler. Now Allie Linehan, and this getting closer, 2014.
That's a great angle on that serve. It's going between 2 players and causing them crossing and moving, and that's going to be successful a lot more often than you go right at a person. It's a great serve.
Linehan played in France for a while after getting married. Now in the PVF, and an attack by Danielle Hart off the block and out. Point Omaha, 21-14. We could be going to a 4th. Here comes Jana.
And the crowd's cheering for her. They love her here. They're excited to see her step on the court.
Hey, front row this time. She'll get the swing. 6'1", Gatorade National Player of the Year. Oh, long time ago, 2008. Leah Edmond, great up by Dela Cruz. Nunneveller, yes! Morgan Hentz slipped on the Terraflex floor, 22-14.
Yes, Nunneveller caught Morgan Hentz moving before she attacked, and Morgan Hentz slipped when she did attack and couldn't correct and get back to where the ball was.
Now Natalia Valentina Anderson, married to an Omaha, former Puerto Rican Olympic team starting setter. Sails that one long. She was pumped up. Kamiley Hiapo out of Arizona from a Wildcat. Hiapo, service ace.
They've gotten De La Cruz a couple of times this set on serving. She was doing a really nice job the first 2 sets of passing well and staying balanced, but they've gotten her a couple times and gotten her aced on balls stepping to the side that she's not getting around the ball. They're going to keep targeting her as long as they get points.
Lead shrinks to 6. Gina. Yes! Same building where her older sister led Nebraska to the 2006 national championship.
Yes, her first point in this league as an attacker. It's fun to see it happen, and the crowd gave her some love for it.
First Supernova kill by a Nebraska native. I think the Mancuso extended family could fill the upper deck.
And I'm guessing most of them are here tonight.
De La Cruz the block.
That's a great read by Bethania, not to leave, to wait and be there, knowing that Dilfer is an attacking option.
They're standing on set point for Omaha. Danielle Hart, almost. Gina. Well, we'll have to wait. 24-17. I think Sydney Helly was thinking what the fans wanted, and she said, Gina.
I think that everyone on Omaha's team knows the fans want to see Gina score, and they're going to try to get her involved just to fire up the fans.
We're going to 4. Set 4. When we continue, your Supernovas climbing back in, 2-1 Atlanta. And you're watching Omaha Supernova Volleyball on News Channel, Nebraska.
With 14 new car brands and over 2,400 vehicles, you'll fall in love at the Edwards Auto Group. Shop Edwards Certified Pre-Owned for the perfect match. Get 4.9% financing and our exclusive 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Plus, if you don't absolutely love your pre-owned purchase, just bring it back for a full refund. Experience all the ways it pays at Edwards.
It pays to make the drive.
Edwards, Council Bluffs and Village Point.
Ask yourself, will your college define your future? Strengthen your confidence? Prepare you for success? The college you choose today will last a lifetime. That's why students who want to lead tomorrow make Wayne State College their first choice. Go to explorewaynestate.college.com to find out how a quality education at an affordable cost is the right choice.
After back-to-back 2-point losses, suddenly Omaha explodes to a 25-17 win in the third. What was the difference, Nancy Metcalf?
I think there are several differences. I think Omaha started scoring out of the back row, which helps them. It makes their offense a lot harder to predict. But I think Dunneville went back there and had a great serving run. That also helps because it starts to build your confidence as a team. It helps them start to gain some confidence just that we're in this, we can do this, instead of feeling dejected because the other team keeps siding out. So getting runs serving can be a huge mental thing for a team.
Plus a little Gina magic didn't hurt there at the end. She got a kill. They blocked her. But then the service error finished off Atlanta in the third. All right, so what I hear you saying is a lot more variety, a lot more balance, back row attack, less predictability.
Yes, I think that's going to be the key for Omaha, is to not be predictable, not set the ball into a waiting block. Keep making the block have to make a decision. Make the block chase the ball to a hitter instead of setting right to where the block is.
But Kendall White has got to have pressed head coach Shelton Collier tonight. She has been passing nails all evening.
She has been doing a great job, and it's exactly what we expected out of her. We knew that's the kind of player that she is. We knew that she would come out and be rock solid for this team, and I think she's done a really nice job anchoring this team and just staying calm, being steady, being kind of that solid player that the team knows is there and they can depend on her.
She is something. She was dressed in navy that fateful night in the national semifinal 2017 in Kansas City when Penn State had 2 match points in the fourth. Couldn't close out Nebraska. Huskers come back and win in the 5th and then take down Florida 2 days later for a national championship number 5. De La Cruz gets it back. Shelley Fanning, she's been quiet of late. Great up by guess who? Kendall White. Brooke Nunaviller not this time. Grace Cleveland. Great up by Kendall White. Morgan Hance feeds Linehan. Great up by Nunaviller. Joust. Linehan. That won't work. De La Cruz. This is volleyball. Wow. What a dig. De La Cruz. No. Linehan. Get her some ice on that shoulder. For the moment, point Omaha, but I think the block touched it.
So does Atlanta. They're telling Coach Dagenet to challenge that ball. They're saying, no, challenge that. It definitely touched the block.
What a start to the 4th set. Man.
What a rally, John. There's some amazing defense, and I think we're expecting it and used to seeing it from great liberos. Even at the college level, we see these liberos do that, but we're seeing outsides and opposites and even setters making some amazing digs, and that's really fun to watch the volleyball rally continue because someone not a libero made an amazing dig.
Allie Linehan's attack seems faster, not just when she was playing at Kentucky, but than elite Division I players. Is that the case? Are they hitting the ball harder than what we're seeing in college?
I think they might be hitting it harder, but I think a bigger difference is usually internationally, once you get post-college, the setters are setting the ball faster, so you're exploding to the ball more as a hitter. That change in tempo allows you to come after the ball, and it feels like you're hitting it harder.
One love Atlanta after the reversal. Tanya De La Cruz. Kaboom off the deck and out. We're tied at 1 in the 4th.
It's a smart shot by Betania. She's hit several cross court. She ended up scoring on one of the last couple of rallies, but she got dug several times. I like it that she's turning down the line and using some other options.
Sydney Hillard serves Edmond again. She's been up to the task most of the night. There's her college teammate, Linehan, with the kill.
Such a smart turn by Linehan. Just hitting sharp angle. There's nobody there defending the ball. Kendall White's deeper in the court, so she can't dig the sharp, shallow ball.
Shelley Fanning, former Baylor Bear, into the net, tied at 2 in the 4th. 2-1 at Atlanta. Lower bowl nearly full, upper bowl about 1/3 to a half full. Have not yet received the official attendance. Heard 11,000 plus tickets were sold. Linehan, not this time. Big block chest, Shaban Landsman. 3-2 Omaha in the 4th.
That's a nice play by Omaha. I like it that their block is getting up and over the net. It's making it more difficult for the Atlanta hitters, and they've got to do that consistently.
Omaha like a fine wine, improving with time. This is a better team than we saw about an hour and a half ago. De La Cruz, Mires. Linehan, beautiful cut shot, better dig. Wow. Another swing, she gets the kill. Now, all of these serves by Omaha are going towards one person, Leah Edmond. It's amazing she hasn't broken down. I mean, she just keeps passing well.
She's done a really nice job of being steady for her team and really handling the ball well. I think from Omaha's point of view, part of it is obviously you're trying to ace the serve or get her to pass out of system, but part of it is just wearing on her as well. Having to stress about passing the ball well before you even think about attacking or anything else can wear down a player, and I think they're trying to just build that pressure on Edmond play after play after play by continuing to serve to her.
Nunaviller delivers. 4-3 Omaha in the 4th. There's Tori Dixon. Minnesota Golden Gopher, former Olympian. 3 Olympians playing for Omaha. And a kill by Allie Stumbler Linehan, 4-4.
That's a nice off-speed shot by Linehan. We haven't seen that very often out of her, but she does a really nice job of just going high snap and just hitting it over the block deep. That's a nice change of pace by her.
Omaha must win this set. Down 2 sets love after pulling away and winning the 3rd by 8. Nunaviller guides to Sydney Hilly. Quick attack. Danielle Hart, kaboom! 5-4.
Nice connection there between the setter and the middle blocker there. Danielle Hart does a nice job of turning it back around the block again. She's not hitting into the block. When she hits into the block, it's very hard to cover that ball because it's so fast, so she's got to do a better job seeing the block and turning around like she just did.
Tori Dilford. Stringer. Big swing by Edmonds. And a center dump by Sydney Hilly. That's her second kill tonight. 2-point lead.
I think Sydney Hilly does such a nice job of reading the tempo of the match and the tempo of each play that's happening to know when a play like that is going to be helpful or beneficial or even open for a point. She does a really good job of mixing those in at opportune times.
Jess Landsman serves. Former Cyclone. Bad pass, and it's basically an ace. 7-4 Omaha.
Nice play. Landsman was able to get that ball deep and high on Edmond, and she didn't handle it well. That turned into a scramble play for Atlanta.
Leah Edmonds starting to wear down a little bit, you think?
Possibly.
All these passes. Just keep going after her. And now an ace on Heads.
And that's unexpected. I think part of that might be due to the fact that Hens is trying to help out Edmond, so she's concentrating more on balls to her left, and when they served to her right, whether it was intentional or not, that wasn't what she was expecting.
Timeout. Atlanta. The Vibe was feeling it. First 2 sets, they won by 2. Suddenly the Vibe has changed. Omaha won the third, now leads 8-4 in the fourth. You've got Supernova Volleyball on the News Channel Nebraska.
Ready to make the next move in your marketing? Flood Communications has you covered. We know there's no one-size-fits-all solution, so we work with you to craft a customized marketing campaign that leverages our statewide reach on our radio, television, and digital platforms. Our creative team works with you to make content that stands out, then creates unique strategies to make you stand out. TV and radio ads? Simple. Website management? Done. Social media? No problem. Digital ad targeting? Easy. Make your next move in marketing with Flood Communications.
This is Nebraska. Nebraska is beautiful. Nebraska is home. It's home for you and us. News Channel Nebraska, the only news network owned and operated by Nebraskans for Nebraskans. With bureaus spanning the entire state, we can tell the story of Nebraska better than anyone else. This is Nebraska, and Nebraska is home.
On the riverfront, CHI Health Center. Third name this building's had. Down 2-1. Omaha up 8-4 in the fourth. And after the timeout, Jess Landsman sails that one towards the river.
It's a tough time for a miss. Omaha's got a lot of momentum right now. It's hard to give it back to Atlanta, but it's a fine line between trying to serve tough and continue to win points and serving out and giving back momentum.
Watson, Landsman, what a pass. Hide in the back corner. And Nonaviller pounds it off. Oh, that block came back to Nebraska. Hold everything. Came back to Omaha's side. I thought it was going to land on Atlanta's side. Nope, 8-6 suddenly.
Yeah, Atlanta's block did a nice job staying over on that ball. Nonaviller tried to tool it off the block, but it was a long way across court and it didn't quite get there.
That's Nancy Metcalf. My name's John Baylor, courtside for the NSN. The slide, Danielle Hart. Kaboom! That's been working better, that connection.
I think Danielle Hart has come alive the last couple of sets, and I think that's a big difference in how Omaha's playing as well. She's been a lot more successful. I don't know if it's the timing or the location of the sets, but she's been a lot more successful the last couple of sets. That's helped Omaha be able to spread out the offense and have more options as well.
Nunavilla ran 6 points in the third set. Bad pass, Leah Edmond. Gets it back row shot. No. Back row, Nunavilla. Joust. Great rescue for the moment, Danielle Hart. Fanning, stop! Danielle Hart again. 10 sets.
Danielle Hart has really made a big difference for Omaha this set. It's good to see. She's been holding tight on the block, getting over, pressing with Fanning. She's doing a great job. It'd be nice to see her keep that up.
Good things happen when Brooke Nunaviller serves. Again, Edmond. Again, a poor pass. Gets it back, swings. Nice. Up by Nunaviller. Chased down by Hilly. Back row free ball. Edmond. Quiet for a while until then. 10-7.
Just Shaven Landsman kind of stood up and backed away from that dig on defense. Edmond is hitting over Hilly, so it's a bit of a disadvantage for Omaha at the net, but Shaven's got to get in there and dig that ball.
Tori Dilfer now. Tori Springer serves on the right. Uh-oh, high pass. Boy, she's been nearly flawless passing thus far tonight until then. Edmond, she's heating up. 10-8, Omaha on the fourth.
She is. Edmond's starting to make a difference. She's starting to get momentum back to Atlanta. She's hitting high and taking some really nice swings. They've been stressing her on the serve, and I think they have to keep doing that to try to minimize what she can do attacking.
Nobody's left. Lower bowl, near fall. Hilly behind her former college teammate, Hart tips, overtake. Danielle Hart. Out. 3 straight for Atlanta. 10-9 Supernovas. The 4-point advantage shrinks to 1. Timeout, Omaha. Crowd very much into it. Now, this is the PVF, the Pro Volleyball Federation. It's the first professional women's volleyball league in North America. It's been a long time coming. 2024, this is opening night, and closing night is May 12th. It will also be here in Omaha, and then the following weekend, presumably the top 4 of the 7 teams will play. 1-4, 2-3, the 2 winners in the championship. That will be in mid-May. 7 teams, 24 matches each, 12 at home, 12 on the road. You got 14 player rosters. You got 2 college players who are practice players. They just graduated, and you can activate them if you want, but you can only have 14 dressed for a match. Real pro volleyball, professional league format, arenas, owners, athletes, wages. Players make $2,500 a match. They play all the matches. That's $60,000 for about 4 months, and that's a decent wage when you get free housing.
It is, and it's really just nice to be able to have that opportunity here in the United States. A lot of these athletes, like we mentioned before, they played Athletes Unlimited in the fall, so they can actually double up seasons and play more than one league. It gives them some really good experience playing against top-level competition.
Danielle Hart gets blocked back, covered. Grace Cleveland, great up by Nuttaviller. Sydney Hilly trying for her 3rd kill, not this time. Leah Edmond out. No touch. Point Omaha, 11-9 Supernovas.
Nice play. I like Sydney Hilly in that match, knowing she had to go over the net with a 3rd ball as a free ball. She puts it right on Dilfer, so Dilfer has to play the 1st ball. That puts Atlanta in and out of system with somebody else setting the 2nd ball. It's a smart play.
Here's Omaha's 2nd round draft pick. This past December, Paige Briggs out of Western Kentucky, former Hilltopper. They've had some great teams of late. She's a big raisin. Quick attack, Grace Cleveland off the block and out. 11-10.
You can see Cleveland do a nice job turning that ball off of the middle blocker. She's right in front of her, but she turns it really nice. She came down kind of limping a little bit, walking kind of funny, so we'll have to see how it goes the next couple points for her.
Leah Edmonds serves. Omaha's Brooke Nuttaviller, a good pass. De La Cruz off the block and out. Point Omaha.
That's a really nice high swing by De La Cruz. Atlanta thought it was out, so they didn't even try to make an effort to play defense on that. Nice high swing to the corner.
Touch by the block, not much of an argument from the Vibe. Dilfer Stringer sets outside. Wow. Linehan and Leah Edmond, these 2 outsides, both from Kentucky, are testament to the fabulous recruiting by Craig Skinner, head coach at Kentucky, national championship coach.
Yes, and he also has Nebraska ties. It's fun to see people with Nebraska ties having success elsewhere. And Craig has done a phenomenal job at Kentucky, both recruiting and just coaching players and training players. So it's been fun to watch him there too.
After 5 years as a Husker assistant. And Shaven Landsman pounds that one and finally drops. 13-11. Omaha got to win this set to take it to a 5th.
They do, and that was a nice swing by Shaven Landsman. I think Atlanta had that ball up. Edmond had a great up on that, but nobody around her realized where the ball was, so they couldn't make the 2nd touch.
Kendall White, she has been something. Extending rallies, passing volleyballs, elite level libero. De La Cruz, what a pass by Hedman. And a near kill by Linehan. Nunavilla gets it back. Whistle. Net violation against Karis Watson. Atlanta's middle, 14-11 Omaha.
It's a great play. It's a nice, started off by a great serve by De La Cruz. She's putting some heat on that. That ball pops out of her hands so quickly. The passers have been doing a pretty good job handling, but every once in a while she gets one and catches them off balance or unaware.
De La Cruz swats that one at Linehan. Grace Cleveland, no. Chance for a 4-point lead. Landsman gets dug by Morgan Hentz. Linehan, not this time. Boy, get her some ice after this one. Cleveland kill. 14-12.
Nice high swing down the line off the block by Cleveland. De La Cruz laid out for it and got a touch, but not enough to bring it back into the court.
Grace Cleveland. Great Purdue teammates. Haley Bush, Caitlin Newton led them nearly to the promised land, the Final Four. For Dave Shondell and Purdue in 2022. Didn't happen. And here, for the first time tonight, we see the former Florida Gator, Marley Mansoure. Huskers saw Florida in 2017 National Championship. Mansoure sails it. Nice pass, De La Cruz. Right side swing. Landsman blocked. 14-13. Omaha trying to pull it away and then get pulled back.
Atlanta's doing a nice job just hanging in there, hanging around. They keep making plays, and Omaha's just got to keep battling it out, keep getting that side out back.
Mansoure, native of Florida. Windermere, quick attack. Tori Dixon, yes! 15-13.
Smart play by Tori Dixon, realizing the block's right in front of her. She actually tipped it into the block, and I think it hit the blocker twice before it fell down.
Dixon ran points in the second set. Fed left, Linehan again, no. Nunaviller, skies, swings, dug. But point Omaha.
That's a great swing by Nunaviller. I especially liked how halfway through that rally, she did a good job staying home on defense, and they chopped a shot cross court at her, and she was waiting for it, made the nice play on defense.
That's her Wayne State instant replay. The slide, Karis Watson. Overtake. Shot back by Landsman. Now Atlanta. Edmond nearly. Yes, he does drop it. Atlanta's within two. 2 sets won. Atlanta, they won the first two, both by 2 points. Lost the third. Omaha won that one 25-17. We're in the fourth. Might we see a 5-setter on opening night? Professional volleyball. The volleyball state has its own team. Quick attack and a block. Hart gets stuffed by Watson.
Karis Watson did a nice job there. That was a tight pass, but knowing Sydney Hilly's back row, she did not fall for it and go up with it. She was waiting and up over the net when when our middle blocker was trying to hit for Omaha. She did a nice job just being patient.
Todd Dagenet dressed like an accountant tonight, looking good. Left side swing off the dig it out. 17-15. Have you noticed the attire of coaches has become more relaxed? It's nice when someone goes back, puts on the threads.
Yes, they're trying to look sharp, which is nice to see.
Sometimes when you're watching a match, you see a coach, you figure they must have a pickup hoops game right afterwards. 17-15. There's Natalia Valentin Anderson, Puerto Rican Olympic team player with an ace. Not quite. Daniel Hart finishes it.
That was a great hustle by Tori Dilfer Stringer, running that ball down. Great serve by Natalia Valentin Anderson, though, to start the whole rally.
Boy, Tori Dilfer Stringer just slammed right into the chair of officials' rostrum. Wow, what hustle. She'll set this one left. Edmond, wow.
That's another great swing by Edmond. She's just so quick getting up to the ball. She's snapping that ball down the line, and it doesn't look like the defender down the line is quite ready for it yet.
First time tonight, we've seen Casey Evans. Played for Georgia for 5 years. Good look at her. Younger brother's a tight end at Notre Dame. Out of Wadsworth, Ohio. Nunaviller gets blocked back. Great cover. Free ball across. Edmond finishes, and it's a 1-point Omaha lead.
Edmond has been relentless tonight for Atlanta. They are feeding her, and she has come through for them time and time again. Omaha's got to find a way to slow her down on that ball.
She's making an advertisement for the Paris Olympics tonight. Trying to make that team. Quick attack. Danielle Hart needed it. 19-17 Omaha.
Great swing by Danielle Hart. I love it that Sydney Hilly found her on a pass that wasn't quite to the net. She still found the middle and found a way to use her. Danielle Hart gets up and is ready for the ball.
How about this? Gina Mancuso in there now, checking in for Jess Shaban-Landsman, who's been on and off tonight. Gina's going to be a front row attacker. She's spent some time playing right side more than a decade ago when she was wearing the scarlet and cream. Primarily a left sider with Hannah Worth, 2010, 11, and 12. Leah Edmond, block back, whistle. Point Nebraska. The
That ball
carom
passed
went
behind the antenna.
The carom went over the antenna. I don't think head coach Todd Dagenet and the chair official are dining together after this one.
He's had some disagreements with their calls, but if it's all computerized, there's not a lot of room to argue.
Tori Stringers spent a lot of time conferring with the chair official tonight. 2017, that was a big call. Omaha by 3. Great up. Gina stuffed. Tight set, 2018.
Tight set and inside. She didn't get that ball all the way to the pin, so she's scrambling to get to the ball. That's a tough ball for an attacker to hit. Gina unfortunately gets trapped by the net on that one.
Atlanta's pretty much gone with the same lineup most of the night. We've got a second setter in there right now for Omaha, Natalia Valentin Anderson. If we go 5, Omaha might be a little better rested. Kendall White, perfect pass. What else is new? And Daniela Hart with a kill. Critical juncture, 21-18 Omaha.
Danielle Hart's done a really nice job coming alive this set. She's made some great swings. I love it that Natalia found her again. Sometimes as a setter, it's easy to set your mind up before you touch the ball who you're going to, but I think Omaha's setters are both doing a really nice job of trying to find the middles, even when the pass isn't perfect.
GHTB, get her the ball. Danielle Hart, kaboom! 21-18 Omaha, we're late in the 4th. Omaha down 2-1. Might we go to a 5th? We'll find out. You're watching Omaha Supernova Volleyball on News Channel Nebraska.
Where there are cracks in walls, there's a solution. Where there are wet basements and musty crawl spaces, there's an answer. Where there are sinking floors and unstable foundations, there's an expert. Thrasher Foundation Repair. For over 45 years, the Thrasher family has been solving some of homeowners' toughest problems. Strengthening sagging foundations, straightening bowing walls, drying out wet basements, making homes safer, more pleasant, and more valuable. If you see problem signs, you know who to call.
It's a great day at Thrasher.
Welcome back. There's Nancy Metcalf. I'm John Baylor with our NCN crew. We're courtside. Hart serves. That's a bad pass by Linehan. Grace Cleveland can only do that. And out of bounds it goes. When you got a free ball, you got to get it in. 22-18.
Agreed. That's a tough error to accept. some errors you're trying to be aggressive, and that happens sometimes, but if free ball over, you got to get that ball in. Give your team a chance.
Still some wood to chop. 22-18 in the fourth, near race. Grace Cleveland out. 23-18, 2 to go to force a set 5.
Danielle Hart's doing a really nice job with her serve. I'm really impressed with how she's playing, especially this set. She's been well attacking. She's had some blocking moves that have been great, but she's serving really aggressively, getting Atlanta in trouble.
Little drama on opening night.
Preseason 1 and 2 teams, I would expect nothing less.
A lot of elementary school kids here, and they're not leaving. Teachers, be patient tomorrow.
Yeah, good luck to the teachers. You're going to have a lot of tired kids.
23-18, 2 to go to force a 5th.
But how fun for these kids to be able to watch professional volleyball in their hometown. I love it that they have this opportunity. Gives them something to dream about for the girls who play volleyball, thinking this is a possibility for them. I think that's such a unique opportunity. It's so special for them.
When you were going to Western Christian High School, Northwest Iowa, do you ever think of playing pro volleyball in your own country?
I did not. When I was at Western Christian, I was just trying to figure out how to hit the ball inbounds.
Trying to figure out where the lunchroom was.
Yes, that too.
23-18. Reagan Pittman checks in. Former Minnesota Golden Gopher, first time tonight. She's been playing right side. She played middle for 4 years for Minnesota.
Yeah, she's coming in to play right side for Atlanta again. It'll be interesting to see. They got all their hitters stacked up over there. Leah Edmond is front row, and she's stacked left. So one of the two, either Fanning or Pittman, is going to have to run behind the setter on the first attack. It'll be interesting to see if they decide to run Pittman behind or if they run Fanning behind and leave Pittman in the middle.
I think
they have a lot of options because they have two middles playing right now, so it gives them some flexibility.
I think the electronic communication system is malfunctioning momentarily, and I think that's what this conversation is about, informing Tori Dilfer that communications have to be the old-fashioned way, perhaps, human to human.
Technology is amazing until it doesn't work.
Yep. 23-18, could be staring at a set 5 on opening night. More meetings than the UN tonight. 23-18, and this has kind of stolen Omaha's momentum.
They actually took Reagan Pittman back out, and they made him put Grace Cleveland back in, so I'm not sure what happened with the substitution, but they didn't allow it.
Danielle Hart now trying to finish off Atlanta in the fourth. Linehan, great pass. Leah Edmond, no. What an up by Nutteviller. De La Cruz. Pump set left. Edmond, great up by Nutteviller. De La Cruz with her offhand. Edmond off the block and it drops. What an effort. Is Atlanta becoming too predictable? Boy, just so many outside sets.
There is a lot of outside sets right now, but Edmond has been so successful that right now Omaha's not finding a way to stop her. Nutteviller had some great ups on that last rally, but Edmond has been coming through for Atlanta.
23-19. Edmond's got to have 20 kills tonight. We'll find out for you after the fourth. Set in the middle, Dixon. Jack back, Gina. Dixon swings, yes! 24-19 Omaha.
Great play by Omaha. I love to see Dixon get right back up quick. Ball comes over and she's ready to attack.
Double switch. Sydney Hilly back in there. Sails it near ace. They're out of system. Bumps up the back row. Cleveland adjusts. Easy up for Nutteviller for the set. De La Cruz, no. Down 5. Atlanta, Linehan. Yeah, a big block.
Great block by Shaven Landsman along with Tori Dixon. Omaha team celebrating. They know they're back in this match. When you go to a 5th set, you're starting from scratch. You're back at 0-0. Anybody can win. Right now, I think Omaha has the momentum of this match. If they can slow down Edmond a little bit better, they should be able to take over this 5th set.
Going to 5 on opening night. We'll have it for you when we come right back. You've got Supernova Volleyball on News Channel Nebraska.
With 14 new car brands and over 2,400 vehicles, you'll fall in love at the Edwards Auto Group. Shop Edwards Certified Pre-Owned for the perfect match. Get 4.9% financing and our exclusive 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Plus, if you don't absolutely love your pre-owned purchase, just bring it back for a full refund. Experience all the ways it pays at Edwards.
It pays to make the drive.
Edwards, Council Bluffs and Village Point.
If you love live sports, you'll love News Channel Nebraska. Live sports from every region of the state. Football, volleyball, basketball, baseball, soccer, bowling, and even 6-man football. If Nebraska kids play it, we air it. Small town high schools with big hometown pride. Support local kids, support local schools, support Nebraska. Watch NCN Sports every week.
Welcome back. Set 5 about to commence. The first 2 sets went Atlanta's way, each a deuce game. The last 2 have gone Omaha's way, 25-17, and a moment ago, 25-19. We go to the 5th. All right, Nancy, how does perspective, how does strategy adjust when you're only playing to 15?
Well, I don't think it adjusts so much in what you're trying to do, but every point becomes so much more important. And I think each team realizes there's more urgency with each point. You're less likely to try things that you're not sure will work, and you're more likely to go to what you're comfortable with and expect to work. So I think we're going to see Atlanta rely more heavily on Leah Edmond even than they have so far. I think Omaha has started to get a feel for who's feeling it tonight and who's maybe not being the impact player they want to be tonight. I don't think De La Cruz has had the impact that Omaha expected her to. So I think they're going to start going away from her even more than they have been and try to get players like Danielle Hart involved more because she's been more successful.
Boy, Atlanta plays in 48 hours. Do you think Leah Edmonds is going to be ready to go again in that short a stretch?
She'll be ready. Professional players know that there's short turnaround. They know how to keep their bodies ready. They'll have a down day tomorrow. I'm sure they'll make sure that she's fresh and ready to go for the next game.
Meanwhile, Omaha's next 2 matches, both at a home, but we got to wait until a week from Saturday against San Diego. Bring on the mojo. And then on the 7th, 2 weeks from tonight, Vegas is at home. Bring on the thrill. Set number 5. Having fun in the Big O.
I like the start to Omaha's schedule. I think having 3 home matches to start the season is a really fun way to start it for them. It gets the crowd excited right off the bat. It gives them a lot of matches to watch, a lot of volleyball to see.
I trust all those kids hammered their homework this afternoon before they came tonight. They're ready to go in the morning. Sydney Hiller to begin things. Linehan, decent pass. Edmond again. And knocked down. Second contact adjusted. Crossed by Dela Cruz. Now Watson gets dug. And here she is. Dela Cruz for the point. No. Free ball. Supernovas scatters. Set up the offense. Dixon the slide. Yes!
I love that play by Omaha. I think they had to go to De La Cruz early in the rally, and she put a nice swing on the ball. But I like going to their middle and the ball coming back on a free ball. Get something going, get some momentum.
1-love in the 5th. Omaha. Oh. That's a set 5 no-no.
That's a tough ball. She's trying to stay aggressive, trying to get Atlanta feeling the pressure on the server seed, getting them out of system, and she just missed long.
Good look at Karis Watson, former Clemson Tiger. Great pass on the Miller. Quick attack. Kaboom! Jess Shaman Lansman. 2-1.
And that's Jess Shaman Lance coming out of the middle now. It's great to see them mixing it up and running different things. Nice high attack by Jess.
Wow. Putting welts on that Franklin volleyball. De La Cruz near ace. What a pass, Lynn. And Leah Edmond out of bounds. Point Omaha. 3-1.
That has not been normal for Edmond tonight. That's an unusual error for her. Omaha needs to take advantage and keep the pressure on.
Tanya De La Cruz, overpass, Dixon, no, what enough by Heads. And a kill, Leah Edmond. Morgan Heads, number 9, wearing red. What a libero.
Such a nice play. We've seen so many great defensive plays here, and they lead to plays like that where Edmond gets a great swing on a ball off a defensive dig.
Tori Dilfer, Louisville's first team All-American back in 2021. Set left, Nonaville. Kaboom! Off the block and down.
You can see the emotion on both sides of the net here. Nonaville goes up, gets the kill, screams with her teammates. I love to see the emotion. All of these players are very invested in the outcome of this match. It's great to see how hard they're all pushing, how intense they are.
Kendall White, a war whoop after that one. Edmond again, now from the right. It drops.
Almost. That's a nice touch by Tori Dixon. Nunaviller turned around, tried to get another touch up, just not quite enough to make it playable.
Closer than LA traffic, 4-3 Omaha in the 5th. Leah Edmond to the back row. She's a threat from anywhere. Danielle Hart bangs another one. 5-3.
Danielle Hart's really come alive for the Omaha team, and I love to see them continue to feed her, keep using that momentum, keep her going. She's hot, feed the hot hand.
Gina Mancuso back in. Playing front row, no less. So they've gone with a 6-2 offense. Back row center always for the last set and a half. And Linehan blasts off the block and out. 5-4 in the 5th, Omaha.
I feel like Linehan's been a little bit quiet too with her kills. And she gets a kill, and it's kind of surprising because we're so used to seeing Edmond being the one they're go-to.
Allie Linehan finished in 2020. Leah Edmond in 2019, both from Kentucky. And here's a new server for Todd Dagenet and a Tiapo. Right side swing, Brooke Nunaviller. Nice up. Linehan, not this time, you know who. Great dig, back row swing, and block back. We're tied in the 5th at 5.
That's a coverable ball. I think that ball had enough time. I couldn't see it's behind the rough stand for us, but to me, the height of that ball and the speed, the slowness of it, they should have covered that.
5-5 in the 5th. True 6-2 offense being run by Omaha. 2 different right sides. One of them is Gina Mancuso, 2 different centers. Jack back. And Nunaviller. Linehan tight, gets the kill.
That's a really great play by Linneman. She not only came off the block and played the ball up herself, but went up on a tight ball and was able to get the kill off the block. Omaha's got to seal over on those tight balls so that they cannot get used on their side of the net.
First Atlanta lead in the 5th, 6-5.
I think Natalia Valentin Anderson has to find Danielle Hart on a good pass.
Service error.
Or a missed serve will work.
Both team with a service error in the 5th.
It's a tough time for it for Atlanta. You're just getting some momentum.
So Nunaviller to serve, and for another rotation or so, it's Natalia Valentin Anderson. And that's a service error. We're tied at 7-6 Atlanta. Leah Edmond, 24 kills in this match. She's in the back row.
She's been such a force for Atlanta. Omaha's going to wish they had that serve back. They've got to stop the momentum from Atlanta, get this ball back in their court.
Big swing, De La Cruz, tipping, no. Fed left, Linehan, great up by Nunaviller. Now to tie it, De La Cruz, yes!
Great turn down the line by Bethania. She's been going cross court. They've been digging for her. I love it that she turned that ball down the line and found an open spot. There's too much for Grace Cleveland to handle.
7-7. Set 5. And once more, Paige Briggs comes in from Michigan, played at Western Kentucky. Sails it right at Edmond. She can do it all. Gets it back for kill number 25. Got it.
I think Atlanta's doing what they need to. They're feeding Edmond when they can. They're keeping her involved, even when she's back row, front row, whatever they need to do. And I think that's a really smart play because she's got to stay in this and stay in the rhythm of it. Right now, she's the one pulling their team.
Allie Linehan, Floyd's Knobs, Indiana. De La Cruz, perfect pass. Gets it back, needs it. Out. And ran into the net. 0.5, 9-7 Atlanta.
That was a nice set by Valentine Anderson, and De La Cruz went after it. I love her aggressiveness, just missed.
Timeout Omaha. 9-7 vibe in the 5th. You're watching Supernova Volleyball right here on News Channel, Nebraska.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people, you know, we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
Welcome back to the CHA Center. We've got fans here going crazy, cheering for the Omaha team, trying to will them to victory.
9-7 Atlanta in the 5th. Supernova fans looking for the Hollywood ending on opening night. The Volleyball State has a pro volleyball team. Thunderviller, good pass to slide. Dixon, no. Again, Leah Edmond, this time block back. Point Omaha, where was the cover?
It should have been there, and Atlanta knows it. They gave that point up. It was a really smart play by Leah Edmond, just hitting a ball off the block to reuse it, recycle it, get another shot at it, and nobody covered her. It's really frustrating for Atlanta, I'm sure, because they know they had that ball in their control.
Tori Dixon, former Minnesota Golden Gopher, Olympian in 2016. Hence another perfect pass. Edmond, you can't stop it after a great pass, 10-8.
That's a nice turn by Edmond. Just Shaven Landsman was there, but she wasn't sealed over, and Edmond was able to tool her right off the line.
5 to go for Atlanta. Casey Evans comes in. Good pass. De La Cruz, yes! The primary attacker is just back-to-back throw at haymakers tonight.
That's the kind of aggressiveness we need to see out of De La Cruz. That's the player I expected to see all night. I don't think she's been in her element. It's nice to see that. You see moments of it. I'd like to see her do that more consistently. If she can do that, that makes Omaha a completely different team.
She's already got one ace tonight.
Now would be a great time for another one.
To tie it. Great pass, Linehan. Not this time for Edmond. To tie it. 10 each in the 5th.
That's a great play on the Omaha side of the net. They had a great block touch to start that play. Out of system set from the libero. Just Shaven Landsman does a great job going up and hitting high.
Timeout Atlanta. Wow. Quite an opening night for the Pro Volleyball Federation. More than 11,000.
Couldn't ask for more drama. 10-10 in the 5th. This is an incredible match.
Lower bowl still near capacity. Upper deck, look at all those fans up there going wild. 10-10 set number 5. All right. Starts with a good pass, and Atlanta needs that to have a lot of options, because if they're not passing well, even when they are seemingly almost always going to the outside. Why is it such a struggle for Omaha's defense to slow down Linehan to slow down Edmond.
I think Linehan and Edmond are both doing a really nice job hitting aggressively, even when the Atlanta pass is out of system. They're getting some really nice swings. Omaha's block just has to focus on being still and being over and get good touches and let your defense play around you.
Ten apiece. 2.5 hours in, we're not even close to a verdict. Tanya De La Cruz. Great pass. Edmond. Doug. For an Omaha lead. Nunneveller. The donut was right there. 11-10.
That's a great touch by the Omaha block to start that rally. They got a great touch, a great up, and Nunneveller does such a smart play. She looks like such a beach player to me with just the smoothness she has. She's attacking the ball. She's using lots of different shots, and I think that's helping her be more successful.
Boy, she does have all the skills for beach. De La Cruz. An ace!
There's that ace for De La Cruz that we were talking about. She gets a little bit of side spin on that ball. It tails off to the left side of the court. It's too much for Edmond to handle.
4 in a row. It's all about timing and business, romance, and volleyball. You want these kind of runs at this moment. Still a lot of wood to chop. 12-10. Omaha in the 5th, but right now, Atlanta passing worse than a moped on I-80. They cannot handle this De La Cruz serve. She's mixing up. She's going cross court. She's going straight ahead. They're not sure where it's going.
She's doing a really nice job keeping the ball in play, making their passers move. The biggest thing for her, she needs to come back from this timeout and get the ball in. Put it between, I would suggest putting it between passers. You don't serve right at anybody. Make somebody have to move to pass the ball, but you've got to keep it in.
GII, get it in. That's the strategy. There should be some assistant coach whose job it is to go over to the server. Say GII.
The problem is you start to jinx them because now they're thinking about getting it in.
I figured there was a reason that they weren't doing it. Batania, De La Cruz, 3 to go. Whistle. We're going to redo it. We weren't ready. Great practice. Great practice.
I like it. It's a good practice swing for Batania.
Dynamite
Gets her a little bit
practice.
more in the groove. She's ready to go now.
Why not? Sometimes practice is fun. 12-10 in the 5th. She heard the whistle. This one counts. Another!
Back-to-back aces. I love it. That ball went right between their two passers. Morgan Hens right now is in right back, so Batania Cruz literally has half the court that she can serve, and she's making someone other than Morgan Hens pass the ball. Putting it between them makes them have to make a decision. They're both moving. That's a great spot for her serve.
5 consecutive Supernova points. Oh! 13-11 in the 5th. That's 3 service errors. It's tough to win a 5th set with 3 service errors.
It is, it is. But she did a nice job serving aggressively, keeping the ball in right after the timeout like we talked about. Now Omaha's got to find a way to get a side out.
(13-12). Now timeout Omaha. 13-12 set number 5. After that emotional high, suddenly you gotta reprogram yourself. You gotta dig in again. You're coasting there for a while. You thought you had it, and suddenly they're trying to take it away from you. Emotionally, mentally, it's so important right now for these 6 that are going to come out, emerge from the Omaha huddle to dig in, start with the pass. I believe the setter right now is Sydney Hilly. Set the middle.
I agree. We're on a text chain with some former players, and that's one of the things they talk about all the time. STM, set the middle, set the middle, set the middle. And that's something that for this team is going to be really important because right now their middles are doing a really good job attacking. They need to get back to them and let them have a chance to turn this around.
That means Tori Dixon. Just Shaven Landsman has done some nice crisscross plays as well. Perhaps they might try something like that here.
She has. I think they'll bring Shaven Landsman around in the front, which to me, they're still setting it in the middle, which I would accept that.
There's the middle, tipped by Dixon. Not quite. Cleveland. Block stays on Omaha's side. Nonaviller needs it. Now Atlanta to tie. Leah Edmond. 13-all.
That was a tough rally. There was a lot of balls flying around, just kind of ping-ponging back and forth, and just a tough momentum, a tough rhythm to it. Omaha's got to settle down, get a ball in system, set somebody in the middle.
After 5 straight for Omaha, 3 in a row for Atlanta. We're tied. We're going to have our 3rd deuce game of the evening. Stringer, line drives it. Kendall White, the target, perfect pass. And Landsman not able to sink it. Edmond gets blocked. Here lands out of bounds. 4 in a row for Atlanta. Just wide.
I believe the screens are saying they're going to challenge it from the Omaha team. The Atlanta girls all looked pretty certain it was out of bounds, so I'm not sure that would be successful.
Match point for the visiting Atlanta Vibe. Tori, Stringer, good pass. Nonaviller, not this time. Atlanta gets a swing for the match. Edmond, we're done. Atlanta, 3 sets, won by 2 points, 15-13 in the 5th. And Atlanta begins 1-0, and Omaha drops a heartbreaker. Starts 0-1 after 5 straight Omaha points and a 13-10 lead. Atlanta comes back and wins the next 5.
That's a tough loss for Omaha. I felt like they had the momentum going into the 5th. They had the lead late in the set. It's a really tough way to end up losing it at the end. But we can't be surprised. Edmond has come through for Atlanta all night. She does it again on the final point.
Stay right there. We got a conversation with Omaha head coach Shelton Collier and a look at some highlights. Omaha drops opening night, and you're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Ask yourself, will your college define your future? Strengthen your confidence? Prepare you for success? The college you choose today will last a lifetime. That's why students who want to lead tomorrow make Wayne State College their first choice. Go to exploreWayneStateCollege.com to find out how a quality education at an affordable cost is the right choice.
Where there are cracks in walls, there's a solution. Where there are wet basements and musty crawl spaces, there's an answer. Where there are sinking floors and unstable foundations, there's an expert. Thrasher Foundation Repair. For over 45 years, the Thrasher family has been solving some of homeowners' toughest problems. Strengthening sagging foundations, straightening bowing walls, drying out wet basements, making homes safer, more pleasant, and more valuable. If you see problem signs, you know who to call.
It's a great day at Thrasher.
What is Nebraska? Nebraska is 529 towns. It is 147 cities. It is 382 villages. It is 2 time zones and 3 area codes. It is Cook and Gurley, Palisade and Osmond, Wymore, Sydney, and everywhere in between. Nebraska is what we do. News Channel Nebraska. This is home.
You talked last week about how close these games were going to be in the Pro Volleyball Federation. You said they were going to be 5-setters that come down to the last couple of points. It's exactly what we saw here tonight. Take me through what the game looked like from the sideline.
I mean, what a great event, first of all. I mean, what an amazing way to open the Pro Volleyball Federation. I mean, right now, I'm proud of our team. You know, we're down 0-2. We go in the locker room and say, let's reverse sweep it and make history on day one. And we fought back, and we had a chance to do it and just came up like a couple points short. But, like, I'm so proud of our crew for battling. And, you know, we were down 0-2, and we just said, let's go. What's next? And we battled all the way back. And we got some older veteran players that showed some savvy and some younger ones that stepped up. So I'm just proud of them and wish it could have gone the other way. But what an incredible event to open the Pro Volleyball Federation.
And when you went into the locker room, did you change anything up? What would you credit the change to in the last 3 sets from the first 2?
I really thought we were playing okay. Like, we were doing okay. We needed to be a little more aggressive, but we lost by 2 points. We lost by 2 points, and, you know, we just said, we're in a good place. We just have to keep doing what we're doing just a little bit better. And we did what we were doing, and we did just a little bit better, and we grounded out those next couple sets. And I mean, we had a great chance to win the 5th. I mean, we were up there and looking good. So it didn't happen for us. So I feel for our team because, you know, they worked all the way back. And, you know, we worked to try to get this on this opening event in Omaha, and we just came up a little short.
Well, despite the result, you mentioned the event, an absolutely raucous crowd. I mean, this place was loud from beginning to end throughout that entire 5th set. 11,624, an indoor pro volleyball record. Tell me a little bit about what that means and what it was like just to be in this atmosphere.
Yeah, I think we were here for 2 reasons. One, we wanted to have a major event, which we did, and we wanted to win the match. So we got the first one, and I think it was a great way to start this new season of this Pro Volleyball Federation. This is going to be on nationally, internationally. People are going to be asking about this league, and we set the table for a pretty exciting season.
Coach, have a great rest of the year. We'll talk soon.
Yeah, thank you so much.
That's head coach Shelton Collier. John, Nancy, we'll send it back to you.
Thank you so much. Heartbreaking end, Nancy. It was 13-10, Omaha by the header right there. And then 5 straight points for Atlanta. I don't recall ever seeing a conclusion of a match like that, where one team has all the momentum, they won 5 in a row. They're
Right,
2 points away from the promised land.
And that's what it felt like. It felt like Omaha had the momentum. They were up, and it just dropped. The bottom dropped out on them, and that's so heartbreaking for the players. Like Coach Collier mentioned, they fought back after being down 0-2. They put their hearts into it. It's a tough way to lose, but they also know this is just the first game of the season. It's a long season. They've got lots more volleyball to play.
Boy, some great talent out there tonight. That was just so fun to watch. The defense, the digging, the diving, and some of those smash kills. But Leah Edmond, you just don't see talent like that very often. Finished with 30 kills.
I think Leah Edmond was the biggest surprise for me. I knew she was a great player coming in. Obviously, her history, her experience has spoken for itself, but I think she really stood out tonight even more than the other players on the court. And it was amazing to me that even on the balls where we all knew they were setting Edmond, everyone on Omaha's side knew they were setting Edmond too, and she still managed to find a way so often to find a point out of it. She really stood out to me as the best player tonight, the most consistent, the most dominant.
23 matches to go. Next up, 1 week from Saturday. Say hello to the San Diego Mojo. And then 2 weeks from tonight, the Las Vegas Thrill. First 3 matches for 2024 at home right here at CHI Health Arena. Big thank you to our crew, our NCN News Channel Nebraska production team, Tyler Neckner, Danny Alvarado, and Connor Luby, and a whole host of professionals. But let's look back at some of the highlights from tonight. Grace Cleveland sets up this block and stops Dela Cruz.
I think Grace Cleveland did a really nice job tonight. I expected Dela Cruz to be more of a dynamic impact player for Omaha than she was tonight. I think she was just not quite where we expected her to play at, and Atlanta really took advantage of that. They knew what to expect.
24 each in the first. This was the first of 3 deuce games that went Atlanta's game. That's Karis
Atlanta
Watson.
feeding Karis Watson. I think Atlanta's middles did a really nice job of getting up and being aggressive often in the match.
Set 2 is another deuce game.
You can see Natalia Valentin-Anderson there. She had such a smart IQ play, pushing it to the deep corner. But another great kill from Edmond there out of the back row.
Brooke Nunaviller, she can just do it all. Tipping, attacking, digging, great defensive player.
She did a great job tonight. I think she's a little bit undersized, but she does such a nice job of being aggressive, being quick and dynamic.
Danielle Hart had a lot of great moments tonight, patrolling the net. Nunaviller again.
There were just some nice plays on both sides of the net. I think Danielle Hart really stood out to me, as well as Nunaviller on the Omaha side of the net. They made a lot of great plays.
Set 3 was all Omaha, winning it by 8. They won the 4th by 6. They outscored overall Atlanta tonight, losing 3 deuce games.
Yeah, it's just a tough way to end for Omaha. They poured their hearts into it. They played their absolute hearts out, left everything on the court, and they had some great plays. You see Danielle Hart there crushing a ball. It was fun to watch. I'm so glad we got to be a part of this. Unfortunately, it didn't go Omaha's way at the end.
Danielle Hart again. She and Sydney Hilly, they know each other.
They do. They have a great connection. I loved how comfortable Hilly was going to Danielle.
Set 5.
De La Cruz came up big in the 5th with just a couple of aces, back-to-back aces for Omaha.
Match point. Fitting, Leah Edmond. She was the difference tonight. And Atlanta prevails.
She was. Edmond had a great match. I think she was the difference maker for Atlanta. Omaha just didn't have any answer for her.
Big thanks to our camera crew, Lucas, Luke, Paul, Jonah, Alexa, and of course our director of sports content, Mr. Brandon Axemet. Sidelines, Mr. Jake Bartecki, Nancy Metcalf. Thanks so much, and thank you for joining us tonight. Opening night in the PVF, your Professional Volleyball Federation. Omaha drops it, a heartbreaker, but a great night as we debut professional volleyball. The Volleyball State has a professional volleyball team. I'm John Baylor. Good night, Nebraska.
We now join regular programming on News Channel Nebraska.